Before we get started with tonight's video, I have to thank last week's super chatter, Gravy X Train. Do you like movie reviews? Do you like movies? I know you do, so you gotta check out Gravy X Train's channel. He loves movies. He does movie reviews in a very unique style, in a very unique way. He went and saw Fast 10 without seeing any of the other Fast and Furious movies and reviewed them. Who does that? Gravy X Train did. He's 3 subscribers away from hitting that 800 milestone. Guys, let's get him there, maybe even by tonight. Check him out. Thank you, Gravy X Train, once again for your very generous donation and support of the Zach Milne Talks Movies YouTube channel. Tonight on Zach Milne Talks Live, guys, we've got a bunch of topics that we got to get through tonight. Indiana Jones 5 has had its first reviews come out of the Cannes Film Festival. They're not the best. We'll talk about them. Jeff Loveness, the writer of Ant-Man Quantumania, who's writing the Avengers Kang Dynasty movie. Well, there's rumors that he may not be doing that anymore. We're going to talk about that as well. Video game movies. What is going on with them? What state are they in? And where do we think they're going in the future? Also, Disney Plus and Hulu have just removed over 50 titles of exclusive content from their streaming service that will probably never be seen again. And joining us to discuss all of this is Zachary Gulburn, my friend from the Zach Attack Reviews YouTube channel. Guys, it's gonna be a great night. You're here, I'm here. I guess we might as well get started with the show. What's up, guys? What's up? Welcome to Zach Milne Talks Live. Welcome back if you guys have been here before. Welcome for the first time if you're new. And if you are here and you're new, hey, why not hit that subscribe button if you like talking movies, if you like movie news and all this stuff. And if you enjoy the show tonight, we have a goal on this channel to hit 2,500 subscribers before the end of the year. And with your help, we can do it just a little bit faster. All right, guys, I'm not going to hesitate. I'm not going to waste any more time. You saw the intro video. You see that I'm a little bit closer to the camera. You know I'm on StreamYard. That means we have a guest, a very special guest. In fact, we are under attack because we have Zach Attacks Reviews here. What's going on, man?
I didn't expect that. That was so good.
I debated all day if I was going to say that or not.
I'm glad that you decided because that was amazing.
How's it going, man?
My day is better now after that one.
Yeah, I'm glad I can make your day a little bit better.
Oh, man. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited.
Absolutely. I've been on your channel a couple times. You're very, very gracious and very, very nice to bring me on there whenever you get the chance. So I like to repay the favors, man. I had to get you on the channel. So it's very great to have you here for tonight.
You're one of the guys I network with that I really respect a lot. And like I told you off camera, you inspire me to be better. So just trying to be like you, as New Yorkers say.
I really appreciate that, man. It's kind of mind blowing to me that I can inspire someone to be honest with this stuff, but that's really cool. Speaking of your channel, dude, why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel, what you do over there, and you have any goals that you're trying to reach that we can help you with?
Yeah, so I'm at 494 subscribers, trying to get to 500 by the end of May. So I'm 6 away.
Come on, guys.
And yeah, help me out. I don't want to beg though. But no, I do movie reviews, television show reviews, trailer reactions, ranking lists. I just ranked all 32 MCU movies live, and that was a struggle because everyone was mad at me because of my list. I do Throwback Thursdays because I call myself a baby cinephile. So there's tons of movies that I've never seen, and my subscribers vote, and then I watch it for the first time and then review them. So that's kind of the little sample of what I do on my channel.
What's the movie that people would be the most shocked to hear that you've never seen?
We're actually going to be talking about a sequel of it today, Indiana Jones. I've never seen any of them.
You've never seen Indiana Jones?
No. And so tomorrow I'm going to put up a poll seeing if my subscribers want me to watch and review each of them leading up to Dial of Destiny. So most likely that's what I'm going to end up doing.
Wow. All right. Topic number 1 is going to be really interesting now.
Yeah.
And you said 496 you're at, or 494?
Yeah. 494.
494. Okay. So you need 6 more. Guys, the link is in the description below to his channel. He needs 6 more people to hit that 500 milestone, guys. Come on, let's do it. We can do it. And speaking of you guys, let's greet some of you. Let's see what's going on in the chat right now. We got Norin Rad 89. Well, thank you for being here tonight, man. Hello, Pete.
Hey, Norin.
Great to catch you all live. I got AEW on the TV, and you all are on my phone. Aw, man.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you. I would have
Norton's
preferred the
great.
bigger screen, but we still appreciate being included at all. No, that's awesome. So I'm guessing he came over from your channel?
Yeah, he's a great guy. He does all horror stuff. So that's how I connected with him. He's good. He's a good guy.
Awesome. Well, welcome, dude. Happy to have you here. He goes on to say, in terms of Indiana Jones, not the biggest fan, though I'm more of a horror and sci-fi guy. My favorite Indy film is The Last Crusade with Connery. I'm a sucker for Connery. Hey, Zach, what's your favorite Indiana Jones film?
I think the one with Connery.
Good choice,
I do
man.
know
Good
that
choice.
people don't like the last one. Is that
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah, that I always hear that.
I'm kind of in the minority. I don't mind it. I don't think it's
Okay.
atrocious or as bad as everyone says. The third act, though, does fall apart.
Okay.
The View with Drew. Hey everyone, what's up? Well, what's up, View with Drew? Thank you for being here tonight, man. Happy to have you here as always.
Hey, Drew.
Dude. Oh, Zach Guller, man. That's too kind, man. Thank you so much. A $5 super chat. 2 Zachs for the price of 1. Nice. Excited to chat with you, gentlemen. Well, dude, so excited that you're under here.
Yeah,
I
man.
read you're under. I'm under attack, and that came out of my mouth. Dude, so glad that you're here. So glad that you're joining us. Oh man, could have been worse. I could have said under you. But moving on before I get to places I don't want to be. The View. The View with Drew. Question for everyone: where does Indiana Jones rank with the other classic action movie characters? Man, I don't know. There's so many. He's probably in my top 10 for sure. I don't know if I can say top 5 necessarily. I don't think of him too much as an action character. I know that he is, but I don't think of him that way very often. But yeah, he's definitely up there. Absolutely. Zach Guller's up here saying, "Bro, Zach, please watch them all." So
I know. It's funny because even though I haven't seen them yet, he's such part of the cultural zeitgeist. I basically feel like I have, like Rocky. Like I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen the original Rocky movies either. I've only seen Creed. Dude. Actually, I'm lying. I've seen the first 2 Rockies. And just like even if you have not seen those movies, you know them. You know quotes. You know moments. Oh, my light just turned off.
Oh, it's because you haven't seen Indiana Jones or Rocky.
I know. He's like, this is your last crusade.
Your landlord's like, nope, the power's off. But yeah, no, Zach, again, thank you so much for that $5 super chat, man. That means a lot,
man.
that you would send that in. Toxic Gamer 331's in here. Olo, well,
Hey,
Olo,
Toxic.
back to you, Toxic Gamer. Thanks for joining tonight, man. Norenrad89. In terms of action heroes, it's John McClane, Rick O'Connell from the Mummy franchise, and Rambo. Definitely Rambo and John McClane are up there for me. Rambo might be my favorite. I love Rambo.
Yeah.
Zach Guller, editing my review for Raiders of the Lost Ark as we speak. Nice. Man. I'm looking forward. I love the series that of reviews that you do, Zach, leading up to a film. I'm looking forward to the Indiana Jones one. I'm pretty excited about that one. Toxic Gamer 331. I was watching AEW 2, Norn. Nice. I'm guessing that's wrestling because I don't understand what they're saying.
It's a wrestling company.
Makes sense. Toxic Gamer 331. Do you guys agree with me that Jason Momoa is the best villain in the Fast and Furious franchise? I think so.
Yep. Easily.
Yeah. Definitely the most. I mean, Jason Statham was good too, but in a different way. And I was way more entertained by Jason Momoa.
And I think he's the villain of the year. It's gonna really hard for a villain to entertain me as much as Jason Momoa did.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there any movie coming out with a villain that you think could rival it? I can't think of one at the moment. Maybe Mad Mikkelsen in Indiana Jones. He looks pretty cool. Well, I mean, he's a Nazi, so he's not cool. But like he looks like he'll be a pretty terrible guy that will be easy to hate. And High Evolutionary. Do you think he? I put Jason Momoa over him, but I hate High Evolutionary more.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense because I feel the same way.
We got Noah in here. Hello, everybody. Well, hello, Noah. Thank you for joining us tonight, man. Happy to have you in here.
Hey, Noah.
Toxic Gamer says Indiana Jones is more of an adventure hero than an action hero. That's kind of, yeah, adventure hero is kind of how I would think of him. I don't know if there's necessarily different categories for those two,
I
but
think it's called action adventure.
action adventure, yeah. So you just mesh the two together. Zach Guller, would you rather fight 10 Indiana Jones sized Salas or 10 Salas sized Indiana Jones? What's a Sala? Am I reading that
Yeah,
wrong?
I was gonna ask the same thing. I was like, what is that?
I'm not sure what. I mean, I'm gonna say 10 Salah sized Indiana Jones, but I'm guessing Salahs are huge. If he wants 10 Indiana Jones to be, I'm gonna go with the normal sized Indiana. I'm gonna lose and die either way.
What age? Which Indiana Jones? Is this the one from Dial of Destiny that's decrepit and old, or, or from the first movie? Because that is important. If it's a young spry Harrison Ford, I'm not fighting him.
I'm still gonna. Can I take on River Phoenix? Young Indiana Jones. I'd still lose, but at least it wouldn't be as bad. But I got Toxic Gamer says Salah is Indy's best friend. Oh, okay. Okay. I guess it's the same then.
Yeah,
Decola says, yeah, Salah is the big
Roton.
rotund. I can't read
Yeah.
that friend he has. Okay. Um yeah, probably Indiana Jones still, because at least I could say I got beat up by Indiana Jones. If I say I got beat up by Salah, who's gonna care?
Yeah,
Who's gonna
you're
know
right.
who that is? We
It's
kind
not
of
as
just
good as
proved
a
that.
story.
Toxic Gamer 331 says, "Did you guys watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie trailer?" I did not. Did you watch that?
Yes, I watched it on a stream last week. It was a little teaser. It was like less than 3 minutes and it didn't show much, but it felt like the game. Oh,
Yeah,
and we're speaking about that, so we can bring that up also
perfect.
when we. Yeah.
When we get to that topic, yeah. I've never played the game. I've never played Five Nights at Freddy's. I heard it was a terrifying
Uh
game, and so
yeah.
I just, as a kid, I stayed away from it. Did you ever play that PC game, Slenderman? It was
Yes.
like back in the, I don't know, early
Oh,
2000s or early 2010s,
oh,
sorry. And it was just like walking
Slenderman.
around the woods, and you were crunching on potato chips, and then the guy would appear and kill you.
So scary.
That game gave me nightmares. So that gives you an idea of how much of
How
a
far you
wuss I
can go
was.
into the scary.
Yes. So if Five Nights at Freddy's was scarier than Slenderman, which I heard it was and knew it was, I avoided it like the plague. Noah Kaser says, I'm getting ready to rewatch the original animated The Little Mermaid so that I can go into The Little Mermaid remake ready. Massive Disney fan, so I'm excited. I'm seeing The Little Mermaid. The plan is to see it Friday. Are you seeing it?
I have my ticket for Saturday.
Saturday? Nice.
Yeah.
Have
Friday's
you
my
watched?
birthday, so I was like, I'm not watching it on my birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday on
Yeah,
Friday?
on Friday. Yeah.
Dude, happy early
Thank you.
birthday. That's
Appreciate
awesome,
it.
dude. Now we gotta flood the chat with happy birthdays for Zach.
Oh God.
um have you rewatched the original recently, or are you just going in with like based off
I
your
watched
memory?
it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It still holds up.
Yeah,
Obviously, there's some problematic things with her following a boy around, but it still holds up.
yeah, we'll see how that goes in the new one. Yeah, I remember it pretty well, so I haven't gone back to rewatch it. Haven't even like found the time to rewatch it necessarily, but
Yeah.
it's a short watch, isn't it? It's only like an hour and 10 minutes, I think. It's a very
Yeah.
short. Those animated movies back in the day, they're all very short.
It's like that.
I'm looking more forward to The Little Mermaid than I was before because the reviews have been pretty decent that I've been seeing. So that gets me a little bit more. I mean, it looks like they're kind of saying it's the same as all the other Disney live action remakes. Doesn't do much new. It's just a copy and paste kind of thing. But
I just got a positive review for someone I trust, Byron from the Spoiler Kings. He
nice.
just saw it today and he said it was amazing. And I was like, he's been very judgmental about these trailers. So the fact that he feels like it's amazing.
All right, that's good to hear because
Yeah.
especially the effects, the CGI in the trailers. Did he say anything
Yeah.
about do those look better?
He hasn't said anything about the CGI. He talked about how like it keeps the magic of the original while adding to it.
Okay.
But Grace Randolph said that the CGI looks better when you watch it on screen than in the trailers.
That's good. All right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find one that's not a 3D showing. Like
Yeah,
all the
thankfully I
showruns are
found one.
3D right now, and I'm hoping they're gonna
Yeah,
add some more
regular ones.
that are
Yeah,
not
that's
3D.
weird.
Dude, I hate 3D. I
Only Avatar. That's the only movie, and maybe I might watch Meg 2 because that look like that'll be fun in
Meg
3D.
2 in
But
3D.
yes, but other than that, no, I don't want to do 3D. It's terrible.
Yeah, no. I mean, they don't prep those glasses for people who have glasses. It's so uncomfortable. I hate it. It dims the screen. You got like these
Yeah,
shades on, and it
yeah,
hardly ever adds anything to the movie.
yeah.
It's like I
Like
might as
I
well
wear
just be
glasses
watching
too.
this in 2D.
I don't wear them when I'm on here because my light will reflect off the lens. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I have to. I can't read anything if I take my glasses. Like
Just a
it's those
blur.
letters that Shia LaBeouf sees in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen to me right now. It makes no it makes no sense at all.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got bad eyes. Oh, there we go. Noah
Oh,
Kaser, happy early birthday, Toxic Gamer.
thank you.
Happy B-Day, Zach
Thank you.
Goller. Go spend your birthday watching the Little Mermaid remake. That is
Oh
sound
man.
advice. I like that. Noah Kaser says, after listening to some of the soundtrack for the remake, I don't mind the change in the lyrics in Kiss the Girl.
Mm.
I didn't really care that they changed the lyrics. I saw a bunch of people on Twitter freaking out about that. I don't know. I don't care.
I think if you're a Disney head, I understand because like the Disney heads, like the cultists, they listen to those songs just like unironically. Like that's just
Mm,
in their playlist. So if you're changing it for them, it's like ruining their childhood. And it's like, okay, I get it. But for me, I don't care. The only thing I
yeah,
don't want them to change is Hercules. That's my favorite Disney movie. If they change the songs for that, I'm gonna fight them.
they probably will.
Yeah, I
But the
know.
thing, like for me, I think it would be a little bit different if like they changed the lyrics on the animated Little Mermaid on Disney Plus and like
Mm,
altered the original. But because this is a new thing, and they didn't even change the lyrics that drastically. It's like a couple
yeah,
lines like with words altered here and there, but it's not even that big a deal, I think. I think it was a
yeah.
little bit
You always
over
have both.
exaggerated.
You know, like it's not like they're erasing the original. You can always go back and watch that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's always going to be there. And I'm sure you have it on your iPhone. You can listen to it anytime you want. Toxic Gamer 331. I remember you did the Scream 6 short review where you said 3D sucked. Yep, I did. And I threw the 3D glasses as I thought a comedic gag. And then I on one of my reels, I think it was on Facebook, someone was like, "Are you serious? You better have picked those up. You cannot litter." And I was like, "Yeah, it's cool, dude." So for anyone who was concerned, I picked up the 3D glasses. They're disposed of properly. I went back into the theater and dropped them in that blue bin thing. So it's all good.
I respect that person. Don't litter.
Luke Ponto, what's going on, Luke Ponto? Thanks for joining us tonight, man. The two Zachs are in the house. What's going on, my bros? Dude, just
I
having a
thought
great
Luke
old
was
time.
streaming right now.
He must have finished. Yeah, I jumped into his stream actually. He was doing it with Gravy X Train, who was
Yeah.
mentioned at the top of the show. Thanks again, Gravy X Train, for that incredibly unbelievable super chat donation last week. My head's still spinning. I cannot believe you sent that in. Very, very appreciated. And you guys did a great job tonight. I really enjoyed watching the stream when I was able to pop in there. Toxic Gamer 331 says Hercules is amazing. Chillmonger's in here. What's going on, Chillmonger? It's been a little bit. Missed you in here, buddy. How you doing? That one Hercules song is fire. What song do you think he's? I've never seen Hercules. I'll just say it right now. I've never. Okay, Rocky.
I've never seen Indiana Jones, so I can't say anything.
Yeah, no, I've never seen it. I did not actually watch a lot of those Disney animated cartoons growing up. Like I watched Little Mermaid and Fox and the Hound and Lilo and Stitch was like my thing. I did not see Aladdin
Lion
until
King?
the Oh yeah, I had Lion King. I watched Lion King.
Okay.
But like Aladdin, I hadn't watched that until the remake was coming out. I watched it the week before the remake came out. And I've never seen Hercules, and I had never seen Beauty and the Beast until the remake was coming out as well. And I watched that the week before the
wow.
remake came, and it ended up being my favorite. That's my favorite animated Disney film is Beauty and the
So
Beast.
far?
Yeah, and I hate the live action remake.
Oh, you do? I actually
I
liked
don't like
it.
it. No,
No?
I
Okay.
don't know. I think it just didn't translate well. I think it looks ugly.
Mm,
and I thought they kind of ruined the character of Belle. But that's a whole other stream to get
yeah.
into that.
I might have to rewatch this. I only saw it one time, so maybe it is ugly.
I thought it was. Toxic Gamer 331. I can go the distance. I know every mile will be worth my while. I'm guessing that's from Hercules.
Yeah,
It
probably.
sounds like a song
It
because I
sounds
was.
familiar.
Yeah, Toxic Gamer says the song because I was starting to sing and I was like, nope, stop immediately. Lee Ponto says I'll be seeing The Little Mermaid on Friday. Nice. That's hopefully my
Nice.
plan as well. Still got to get the tickets. Zach Guller, as long as they don't screw with any of the characters in any drastic way where it tarnishes what they are, then I'll enjoy Mermaid. Yeah, I mean, are the characters that strong in the animated original? Like, just to be honest, like aside from Ariel, you can only take Prince Eric's character to the
Yeah.
stratosphere as far as I'm concerned. He's
They can only go
basically
up on him.
yeah, pretty much. He's basically just a cartoon, cardboard cutout or whatever in the
Of a
original
prince.
one.
Yeah.
And
I think the fish have like you know how Timon and Pumbaa have certain personalities. The
yeah,
fish and the bird, I'm forgetting their names right now, but they look really weird.
Scuttle and Flounder, I believe.
They have specific personalities that I think they need to keep.
Yeah.
And Ursula, obviously.
Oh yeah, Ursula. Melissa McCarthy will be playing Ursula.
Yeah.
Curious to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Been hearing good things.
I
Though.
like her a lot, but I don't know if she was the pick.
She's hit and miss for me, but like performance wise, she's hit and miss for me. But I like her as like just like a personality as a person.
Yeah.
Toxic Gamer 331. Same. I'll be seeing Little Mermaid most likely Friday as well. Nice. Chillmonger, but Hercules happened between Mermaid and Stitch. Well, I still didn't watch it. I mean, I didn't know movie dates when I was a kid. Like my parents just took me to Value Village and I bought the VHSs, or they bought the VHS for me. And I didn't really have a. You know what though? Maybe I wasn't allowed to watch Hercules. I wonder if that was it. Sometimes I can't remember what I was allowed and what I wasn't allowed to watch. Like I was okay. Do you remember the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon? Did you ever watch that? Do you remember how like they like fought ninjas and had like swords and nunchucks, and it was actually kind of violent for the kid network? So I was allowed to watch that, but Power Rangers was off limits.
What?
I don't understand either. I still don't understand to this day.
Power Rangers is way less violent than that show.
Yeah, when I grew up, I learned that, and I was like, huh. Well, I'm glad they didn't take away this show from me, but kind of weird that they took the other one away. Zach Goller says Aladdin remake sucked. I didn't think it sucked. I thought the song renditions were done pretty well. The Friend by Me, or Friend Like Me, sorry, rendition with Will Smith, I thought was done really well. But I haven't gone back to rewatch it very many times. I'll say that.
I've only seen Beauty and the Beast, so
really,
I wouldn't know. Yeah,
like for the live action remakes.
Yeah, for the live action remakes, I haven't had any interest in watching any of them.
Oh, interesting.
Beauty and the Beast was a date, so I had to.
So you had to go. I hope it was worth it, man. Zach Guller, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite untouchable Disney. Yeah, I believe, if I have my facts right, that's the first animated film that was ever nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Wow.
I believe so.
Well deserved.
Noah Kaser, being a massive Disney fan, I don't mind them. Then again, Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie, and if they would have messed up the live action, I would have been upset. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was fine. Toxic Gamer 331. The only great Disney live action remake was The Jungle Book from 2016. That is probably my favorite.
That's probably one of my favorites. The Jungle Book is really good.
Gravy X Train's in here. What's going on, Gravy X Train? Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey, Zach, what's up? Glad to see another collab. Yeah, collabs are fun, man. I enjoy doing them.
Which Zach are you talking to? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, there's no. I guess we just have to guess. Toxic Gamer 331. All the rest of them are either good, okay, or bad. That's all the options that you got with movies, mostly. But yeah, so yeah, no, I agree. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're okay, and sometimes they're bad. Lou Ponto, we'll see how it goes, but I'm hoping it's at least a good movie. Yeah, me too. And Halle Bailey looks incredible in the role. I'm excited for her the most, I think, to see how she plays it.
Yeah, she catches the essence of the most important part. She has to play the character very curious and want to discover
Hmm.
stuff because that was a important trait
Yep. She has to capture that awe and wonder and excitement for the
for the
land.
land.
Uh,
Yeah,
Otherwise, it won't work for me, I think. But we'll see how it goes. Toxic Gamer 331 says, by the way, Gravy, oh yeah, by the way, Gravy X-Ray, I subbed to you on the way out of Luke's stream. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah,
nice.
get him to 800, guys. He's 3 away. I guess now he's 2 away. So it's coming
Yeah,
up, man. It's coming up. Optimistic forever. What's going on, Frank? I don't know if people know your real name. I don't know if you want them to, but I know your real name. So what's going on, Frank? How's it going, Zach? Well, how's it going, Frank? Thanks for joining us tonight, man.
just out here just snitching on people.
I'm just revealing all your secrets. Luke Ponto. I honestly thought Cruella was awesome. I don't count Cruella as a live action remake. Do you?
Yeah, it's a little different. It's like a prequel
Yeah.
to
And
the animated films.
I when I detach it from the original 101 Dalmatians, I think the movie's okay. But otherwise, I'm honestly not a big fan of Cruella. I didn't think it was that good.
Okay, I've heard really good things about it, but I just had no
I'm
interest in it.
I'm just not a fan of like taking the Disney villains and then like doing like redemption stories with them in their own. Like Maleficent did the same thing.
Yeah,
Like I did not like Maleficent either, but
you just want your villains to be villains.
yeah, kind of. I don't know. I don't even think about it honestly all that much, but yeah, Cruella was just kind of fine in my books. Toxic Gamer 331. By the way, Zach, thanks for popping up in my live yesterday. I think I popped up in it today on my lunch break, unless I did. Oh yeah, he said no wait today. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I was gonna be like, oh, how different are our time zones? But yeah, no, yeah, you were playing Batman Arkham Knight, and I was on my lunch break, so I was like, hey, I'll watch this guy play for a little bit. Gravy X Train. If Cruella counts, I'd say that's my favorite over Aladdin. I don't think I'll like Little Mermaid. Well, hey, hopefully you do, man. Sometimes movies surprise you. That's my favorite movie going experiences is when I walk in thinking I'm not gonna like it, and then I walk out like that was actually like great. Like Fast 10, I kind of had that with recently because after watching Fast 9, like the night
Yeah.
before going in to see Fast 10, I was like, oh,
Oh boy.
I was not looking forward to it very much. I was forgetting that usually on Friday or any day when I'm going to the movies that night, that's all I'll think about. Like at work, counting down the hours until I get to be in that theater and watching
Me
that
too.
movie. I forgot I was seeing Fast 10. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon at work, and I was like, oh, I'm seeing Fast 10 in like 4 hours. Oh, yeah, that's today. Like, whoops. And then I just kind of just, and my brother did not want to see it. Like, I had to drag his feet to the theater to see that movie.
Oh
basically.
god, just come on.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we both ended up having a great time. We both liked it. So
That happened
was
to
great.
me 2 weeks ago. I was supposed to see Knights of the Zodiac on a Thursday, and I went home and then I looked at my phone. I was like, "Oh, I was supposed to be at the movie theater right now. Whatever." I'm just gonna miss this one.
You just missed it.
I just missed it. I was like, I have Regal Unlimited, so I don't have to pay for the tickets.
That's good.
So I was like, whatever. I'll lose the 50-cent fee.
Oh man, that's funny. Optimistic forever. It's all good. Everybody can know. See Little Mermaid tomorrow. Awesome, Frank. I'm so glad you're seeing it tomorrow, Frank. Did I mention your name's Frank? Anyway. I don't know why I find that funny. Gravy X Train. I'm seeing Little Mermaid tomorrow. Nice. It sounds like a lot of us. Well, actually, no, tomorrow's Thursday. So a lot of you guys are seeing it tomorrow. I'm seeing it Friday.
Yeah.
Luke Ponto. Cruella did it in a way where I could actually get behind it. Maleficent was just bad.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, Emma Stone gave a great performance in Cruella. I'll say that. She was good in the role.
It was Joker inspired.
Oh, yeah. Joker with Devil Wears Prada. It was those two mixed together. Zach Guller, Fast and Furious drinking game. One sip for any mention of the word family by any character.
God.
You will die by the end of
10
Fast 10
in.
alone.
By the end, 10 minutes in, I think his grandma said family 3 times. He said family twice.
Oh, there was a lot of families in Fast 10.
Oh my god. Even Alan Richardson's character started making fun of it, and he said it like a bunch of times.
Yep. Yeah, they definitely. Sometimes it's fun when movies are self-aware and kind of and play with the meta-ness of what's going on in the fandom. Fast and Furious, I think, have taken it too far. They milk that family line so much. Any chance they
Oh,
get.
oh my god, it was just like, oh, this is ridiculous. Just say the team. Say something else. Say familia. Give me, give me a
Say
different
Familia.
language. Something.
Switch it up just a little bit, Vin. Come on.
Yeah, and none of these people look related. John Cena, Vin Diesel, and the sister do not look like they could be related at all.
No, 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 not at all. Mia, John Cena, and Vin Diesel. No, it's
And
it's
then the nephew, I'm
hilarious.
like, did you kidnap this kid?
Okay, um, no, this isn't a spoiler for Fast 10 because you see the nephew in the trailers. How old is that kid? Do you think? Because in 8, he's an
He,
infant. He was
I
like a
think he's,
toddler in 9, and now he looked like he was 10 years old in 10.
I think he's like 8, because I think he said by the time he's 10, he's going to be able to do like build something or something like that.
All right. I was trying to. I'm like, how much time has passed from Fast
Well,
9 to Fast
if he was a
10?
toddler in 9, that means a couple years have passed.
Yeah, at least I would. If he's 8, then I'll say at least 4 years have passed. Maybe 5. I don't know. I
You
was
know,
just kind
everybody
of
has
like,
superpowers. Maybe he just aged up.
yeah, no kidding. They say they grow up so fast. I just didn't realize they actually did grow up that fast. It's crazy.
Power family.
Chillmonger, the Power Family. The Abula said familia, no drink. Was that a
Abuela.
character's Abula? Abula?
Abuela means either grandma or auntie in Spanish.
Oh,
That's
okay.
and that's literally her character's name.
No, it's
They
not.
didn't even give her a name. She's just Abuela.
It's not. Don't even.
I
Seriously?
googled it for my review to kind of like do research, and I saw the actress, and literally on Google it just says Abuela.
Oh my word. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Uh Toxic Gamer 331. Also, Dante kind of made fun of it too. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Dante was great. I love Jason Momoa in that. All right, guys, we're all caught up with the comments and questions. So, welcome. Thank you, everyone who's here joining us. And let's get started. Let's move on now to topic number 1. And topic number 1 is this. So, one of my most anticipated movies for the rest of the year, or even just this summer, is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the long-awaited, some would say not asked for, 5th installment of the Indiana Jones franchise. I recently just learned that Zach has not seen any of the Indiana Jones movies. But where was your excitement at for Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny for this summer? Did you have any at all?
In the beginning of the year, 0, because obviously I've never seen any of them. But when I watched the trailer, I was like, this actually looks really good. And maybe want to go back and watch the rest of them to catch up, so I can, like, right now I'm watching the Mission Impossible movies, and I'm up to 5, and I'm really excited to see 7 now. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch the Indiana Jones movies. I feel like if I'm gonna be like a movie fan, I have to see these. And Dial of Destiny's trailer got me excited. James Mangold directing got me excited. He's such a solid director and has done great movies. And Phoebe Waller-Bridges being in it, I was like, okay, I like her too. So I thought, like, hey, this is probably going to be at least a good time. It don't have to be a great movie, but a good time.
Well, hold on to that excitement, man, because the first reviews for Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny has come out. There's not too many at the moment on Rotten Tomatoes. It's at 50% for critic rating. There's 19 fresh reviews and 19 rotten reviews
Oh wow.
coming out of the Cannes Film Festival. And so I combed through those reviews, the fresh and the rotten, and I pulled a couple.
Mhm.
So let's take a look at the rotten first. Let's see what people aren't necessarily thrilled about with Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny at the moment. So we got some
Yeah.
critics up here. We've got Stephen Garrett saying, "Fun isn't the most accurate way to describe its excessive antics. There's never a dull moment, but all the globe-trotting hullabaloo." I love that you used that word, Stephen. That made me happy. Does verge on exhausting. David Fear went on to say, there are needs being met here, but they aren't storytelling based so much as stoking the fan base and meeting the bottom liner ones. Stephanie Zakirak says there are so many chase sequences that the movie seems held together with slender bits of plot rather than the other way around. Worst yet, they're so heavily CGI'd that they come off as a grimly dutiful rather than thrilling or delightful. Stephanie, you had me at there's so many chase sequences. That's all I need to hear.
The trailer teased it.
Yeah, we got Nicholas Barber saying the jokes, the zest, and the exuberance just aren't there. So instead of a joyous send off for our beloved hero, we get a depressing reminder of how much livelier his past adventures were. David Rooney says this is a big bombastic movie that goes through the motions but never finds much joy in the process. Despite John Williams' hard-working score continuously pushing our nostalgia buttons and trying to convince us we're on a wild ride. And lastly, Owen Gilberman says Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny is dutifully eager, but ultimately rather joyless piece of nostalgic hokum. Hokum. There's a lot of interesting words being used by these critics. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. Bring back some of the classics. So those are some of the rotten reviews. So you may be asking yourselves, come on, let's get into the positives. Let's get away from these negative Nellies. Well, I combed through the positive reviews, and these are the best ones I could find. And they're not much better.
Oh no.
So we got I'm just gonna say a Nick because I don't know what I'm gonna butcher that last one.
Oh.
A MacGuffin is meant to be just that, an object that characters chase after in a story. What it is and what it does doesn't usually matter. Surprisingly, it does, and gives the movie its absolutely bonkers, jaw-dropping climax. That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah. James Mottram. Director James Mangold, stepping in for Steven Spielberg, brings the character's adventures to a satisfying close while Ford revels in reprising the role for one last hurrah. All right. That's pretty positive. Raphael. What's vexing is the nagging feeling that there's a much better Indiana Jones film buried in there somewhere, but it would require a feat of archaeology or at least a rewrite and some judicious editing to excavate it. Okay, that's
Okay, I know you went to Juilliard, but you don't got to do all that to us.
Yeah, what the heck, dude? Use normal words. Rory says it often fizzes as much as it lulls, but in Mickelson's Dr. Schmidt, the film can at least boast a worthy antagonist and one with enough personality to cover some of those cracks. And lastly, these are positive reviews, by the way. Harrison Ford is the hero of the hour. He never loses either his scowl or his dodginess. He plays even the flimsiest scenes with conviction and dry humor. His performance carries the movie. All right. So those are some of the first reactions coming out of the Cannes Film Festival for Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. Now, the Cannes Film Festival is kind of a prestigious film festival. If you look around and ask some people who know more about that than I do, that's what they'll say. So there are some people online saying, like, don't fret too much just yet. This isn't really the audience for this kind of movie. But with these reviews now coming out, Zach, what you're hearing from some of these critics, how is that heightened your excitement or dipped your excitement for Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny? Where are you feeling at with this movie at this point?
So with just the headlines I was hearing, I was scared for the movie because I was like, oh no, it's bad. It's most people don't like it. But now looking into it, and this is why I always tell people, when you look into Rotten Tomatoes, make sure you actually click and read the reviews, because I'm listening to reviews. I don't even like half those reviews because they're reviewing the movie from like a hoity-toity sensibility, and it's like, this is a blockbuster. You're saying all these big words and all these things, and you're not really reviewing the story, the plot, or anything like that. You're just like, the nostalgia. It's a seventh movie in a franchise. Of course there's nostalgia. So like there was one or two reviews there where I was like, okay, maybe I can take that and use my expectations. Like him saying like, in the movie's humor is not that great, but this part of the movie with Indiana Jones is good, and Mad Mikkelsen is a great villain and he carries the movie. Stuff like that makes sense to me. But some of the reviews there just feel like it doesn't make me understand why they don't like it, other than like, I don't like CGI. I don't like chase scenes. Like, what? So I do think that people need to temper their expectations with these reviews and wait for more like reviews like IGN and just other reviews who more are the audience for this kind of film.
Yeah, I would agree with that. When I first heard the reactions were coming out, and I believe when they first came out of Cannes Film Festival, the Rotten Tomato score I think debuted at 43%, so it was even
Yeah.
lower than 50. And I was worried. I was like, "Oh, yikes! That's not what you want to see." And I will admit, my excitement for the movie, it took a dip. Once I dove into the reviews, once I read a couple of yeah, it seems like I want to wait until the press screenings a little bit more, because not like they're not really talking about the things in an Indiana Jones movie that I want to hear about. Like, how was the action? How was the adventure? Like, they do focus a lot on, like, hey, this is pretty nostalgic filled, and it's like, people like nostalgia, especially in these blockbusters, right? Like, yes,
Yeah.
you may see that as a negative, but when they play the Indiana Jones theme, I'm going to get tingles all up and down my body. I'm going to be really excited in the theater.
Yeah.
So while my excitement did dip a little bit, I'm also not as worried going in as I was before I looked at these reviews, because now that I've taken a look at them, it's like, okay, I can breathe a little bit. This isn't my crowd necessarily. Let's wait and see what my crowd says once they come out of it before I go into full on panic mode. But I'm still super excited to see this. I'm definitely going to be there still on day one. But question goes to you guys. What do you guys think of Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny premiering at Cannes Film Festival and debuting with a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes? What do you think of some of these reviews? Do you agree with what we're saying? They seem a little hoity-toity, a little high and prestigious for themselves. Or do you trust these guys and you're thinking, yeah, I might hesitate my excitement on this one? Comment down below. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions, guys. And without further ado, let's take a look at what you guys are saying about this. All right. Wow. You guys are killing it in here. Where did we leave off? Dante. Okay. We're right here. Zach Guller. Disney should have waited to lift the embargo until week of release. I do think they jumped the gun a little bit, because we're still in May.
Yeah.
And this comes out in the middle of June, I think. I think it's the third
In a
week of
packed
June.
month too. So you don't want to have bad reviews in a packed month, because people are like, oh, I'll skip this one.
Yep. Oh, June is insane. I look at June and I get giddy. And it's so close. It's like after this weekend, we're into Across the Spider-Verse, The Flash, Indiana Jones, Transformers. There's so much. There's so much going in June.
And so many small movies in between there too.
Oh, yeah. Cannot wait. Zach Goller says, Zach, you will love MI16? No, MI6. One of the greatest action movies of the last decade. I agree with that. Yeah. I cannot wait for you to watch Mission Impossible Fallout.
5 was so good. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see 6.
I think I rewatched 4, 5, and 6 very recently, and 6 has my favorite stunts and action sequences. I think I liked Rogue Nation's story a little bit more, rewatching them back to back. But 6, especially in the theater when I saw that opening weekend, it was such a thrill ride. It was so Tom Cruise forever has my respect as an action star, because he just puts himself on the line, and he does it like he's never done it before in Mission Impossible Fallout. It's incredible.
And I'm like rewatching these with my mom. Well, not rewatching. I'm watching them for the first time with my mom. And I'm like, he's like, is he really doing that? And I'm like, yes, he is. She's like, this man is a bad man.
With holding on to the plane, right? That's in Rogue Nation.
That was absolutely insane. The one on the 4 when he's on the building on the side of it.
Yeah, in Dubai.
Oh my God. I was like, I'm so scared for this man.
Yeah, man. Especially like going into the behind the scenes and like listen to them like break down the stunts and talking about them. Like especially the airplane one. It's like they calculate to the decimal, because like if even like one little piece of gravel goes through Tom Cruise's eyes, he's dead. Like they've got to calculate for every. It's incredible actually what they do to put those stunts together.
Yeah, man.
Optimistic Forever. Hey, Frank. I think the Indiana Jones movies are making their way to Disney Plus. I think so too.
That makes sense.
Wait, no, because they're Paramount. Indiana Jones is Paramount.
I thought Disney has the rights to them.
Oh, wait, yeah, you might be right, because it is a Disney, because it's Lucasfilm now. But the original films Raiders and Lost Ark.
It still might be tied to Paramount.
Yeah, I think Raiders and Temple of Doom and Last Crusade are Paramount owned. I think because that's the logo that pops up at the beginning of those films.
I just typed in Indiana Jones. It says watch now on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, maybe they made a deal with Paramount Plus. Maybe Paramount Plus is going to share them, but I don't know.
Don't play the movie now. I'm just trying to see
if
it was on there.
Just watch Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark as we do the show. Derpy Entertainment. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, Derpy Entertainment. It's great to have you here.
Derby.
Wait a minute. What in the Spider-Verse movie critic crossover? Yep. Double the dosage of Zach tonight.
Yeah, I'm an alternate universe malign.
That's awesome, man. Lou Ponto, the Cannes Film Festival is meant for prestigious people who like way more artsy movies. Yep. I mean,
yeah,
that doesn't necessarily make their opinions and their reviews not valid. Like, they still can have their opinions. These reviews, they still count. But yeah, they just don't sound like the kind of group that I would align with normally. So I'm gonna wait until like the more, younger YouTube reviewer crowd, I should say, comes out and talks about Indiana Jones. Funny
because I'm like in both worlds. Like, I'm in the artsy fartsy. I like the artsy high kind of films, but I also love this kind of stuff too. Like, I could watch Fast X and enjoy it, but then watch Beau is Afraid and enjoy it.
But you got to know like how to talk about each one, right? Like, you can't review Fast X on the same level as Beau is Afraid.
No.
3D Movie Cinema, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey 3D, Jake here. Just wanted to say hi, and it really sucks it got negative reviews. I've been feeling this since they announced Spielberg wasn't directing. I feel like Crystal Skull will be better. Oof, man. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I like Crystal Skull. Like, I'm kind of an apologist for Crystal Skull. I don't care. I think the third act does fall apart, but the rest of the movie I honestly think is fine. I do want this to be better, though. I do need Dial of Destiny to be better than Crystal Skull.
Yeah, James Mangold is such a great director, so I'm just surprised that he did a bad movie, especially since he has like 2 big projects coming up in Star Wars and DC.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm gonna wait until more reviews come out before I think it's a bad movie. But yeah, James Mangold,
it's at 38 reviews right now. It's still at 50%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, James Mangold, yeah, great filmmaker. So I'm gonna keep my trust in him. I'm gonna keep my trust. Hopefully it works out. Derpy Entertainment, I just think these people are way too much hypocritical. Yeah, I mean, probably. I'd like to see the other movies they liked. I wonder if they like No Way Home. Because if they are okay with the nostalgia of No Way Home, that would change my thoughts of what they think of this one. Jason Entertainment, what's going on, Jason? Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey, Zach, how you doing, man? I'm doing well. How are you doing, Zach?
I'm doing good.
Nice.
I'm having fun.
I'm glad. GM Light, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Something interesting Sean Chandler said was about how Indy 4 premiered at Cannes, but since critics praised it, but the public hated it, they might have been more critical or overzealous this time. Interesting. They praised Indy 4 at Cannes. Well, it's also probably a different group of people. It's not the same. I don't think.
Yeah, because that was years ago.
Comparison. Yeah, that was 2008. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was like 2008. So that's a long time. I mean, some of those critics died, some retired. It's a totally different group.
Oh, no, not dead.
I'm sure at least one of them did, man. It's just the truth. Jason Entertainment. Just came out of the movie theater from watching The Little Mermaid. Can't wait to hear your thoughts about the movie and keep up the good work, man. Nice. Thanks, Jason. Well, I want to hear your thoughts. Non-spoiler, of course. Put them down in the chat. Let me know what you thought about The Little Mermaid, dude. Chillmonger says Cannes is no TIFF. Yeah, Toronto International Film Festival.
Yeah.
I take those reviews a little bit more seriously. Toxic Gamer 331. I was hoping it was going to be better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but it mostly seems on the opposite side of the spectrum. Well, I mean, like, going up open-minded, optimistic. Hopefully it works out better for you, man.
Yeah, you might love it.
I'll be very curious to see where the audience lands on this movie now.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't have
another... Fast X. Like, critics don't like that movie, but the audience likes it.
Yeah, and hopefully it won't be the Last Jedi of the Indiana Jones franchise.
Oof.
I don't need one of those. Luke Ponto, I'm not going to let these reviews tamper with my excitement and confidence for Dial of Destiny. Yep, me too, man.
That's
I'm
fair.
going in with my head held high and I'm excited. Zach Guller, Not Even comes out end of June. Oh, you're
Oof.
right. Indiana Jones comes out at the end of June. So it's like a full month away at this point. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they released it
Yeah.
early.
This was a bad move by LucasArts to debut it there. That shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you follow the sources that are inside the industry and like trust them and believe them, apparently going into this, like Lucasfilm has had nothing but like full confidence in this movie. Like they thought for sure that they had a
Mm,
winner and they were going to win all the prizes with this one. So I think this honestly is a surprise hit for them. Like I don't think they expected to get this much
got
of a
you.
blow. Yeah, it was just miscalculated, I would think. Toxic Gamer 331. What is your two's least favorite movie of all time? Son of the Mask. I always go to Son of the Mask.
Son of the Mask. Two least. That's. I've never actually thought about that because I'm so positive on most movies. Two least favorite movies of all time. That's
Yeah.
insane. Like you just hate them things. To Letterbox.
And while you're finding that, I'll move on to some more of
Yes.
these questions. Luke Ponto, Dead Reckoning is going to be freaking awesome. Dude, I cannot wait. I
Yeah.
just hope there's more to that motorcycle stunt or there's another big stunt in the movie that overpowers the motorcycle stunt because I feel like they've overkilled that with the marketing. I feel like
Yeah.
the behind the scenes video was a little bit too much to show us right now. And they showed us like the full clip of it. Basically, it's in all the trailers. I hope that it doesn't lose its excitement because I've already seen it like 50 times.
But I think maybe that's why they're showing it so much because they have bigger stuff and like we could show you this one and get you excited, but we have other stuff in here
I
that's a
hope
little
so too, because
crazy.
if they got something better than that one, I'm excited. Toxic Gamer 331. For me, it's Diary of the Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. Yeah, didn't even bother watching that one. I watched the 3 movies that came out during my youth, and then by the time Long Haul came out, I was like, you know what? This isn't for me. I know it's not. I'm not gonna watch this one.
I'm just gonna give you something from my least favorite from this year because I
Okay.
can't think of all time right now. A movie called Mega Lightning. Oh, so garbage.
Megalight. What's that about?
It's about this family that gets separated during a thunderstorm, and apparently the thunderstorm is a serial killer and it's attacking people. But at the same time, there's like a real person serial killer on the loose as well. It's so stupid.
All right, dude. I don't care what you say. Sign me up. That sounds amazing. Lightning serial killer, dude. Is it
The
Thor? Because
poster
that'd be the
got
best
me. It had this
twist,
girl with a sword on it, and I was like, "Oh, this looks like it's gonna be cool."
dude. Posters are sometimes the most misleading thing ever, especially like the old school, like really cool drawn art posters for like
Yeah.
classic and cheesy B movies and horror movies. Like they just look so
Yes.
epic, and then you watch the movie and it's like they had $5 to make this thing, and
They
it's
put
just
all the
not.
production on the poster,
Yes,
not on the
exactly.
video. It's like those people who make great thumbnails for the video, and then you go in there, you can't even hear what they're saying because their audio's bad.
Yeah, it's like, wow, your thumbnail game is great, but sometimes that's me, I'll be honest, but we're all working to get better, right? Toxic Gamer 331. I think there's still potential that this will be better with audiences compared to critics because Crystal Skull has a higher score from critics compared to the audience score. Yeah, people forget sometimes that Crystal Skull actually was positively reviewed. I think it's a 78% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, something like that.
I'll Google.
Yeah, fact check. I don't have a fact checker usually, so that's awesome. The Jay Stray Way, what's going on, man? Great stream, fellas. I, for one, will be shocked if Mangold doesn't hit with this movie. He's been so good lately. Well, first off, thanks for joining tonight, Jay Stray Way. Thank you for the kind words. And yeah, James Mangold seems to be like a certified hit for this movie. I'm kind of shocked that the critics are coming out this way based off of him being the director. Just hoping he can pull it off. Hoping he can pull through.
But one thing I have to say with the reviews, they haven't said anything bad about the direction. It's
That is
more
true.
like maybe it's the script, maybe it's the performances,
Yeah.
cinematography.
A lot. That's true. A lot of it seems to be attacking the story, plot, and lack thereof.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, Crystal Skull has a 77%.
77. Oh, so close. You know what? Someone just gave it a negative review. I was right before, and it just changed. You can't prove it. You can't prove otherwise.
Conspiracy against Zach.
Luke Ponto. Or even think of the Super Mario Brothers movies. Critics were very mixed on it, but audiences loved it. Yeah, I wasn't surprised the Mario movie was mixed with critics. I was expecting that a little bit, except for when the original reactions came out, because then it seemed like it was going to be in like the high 80s, and then it came out like 55 or something like that. So, hello, hey there, hi, what's going on, dude? Least favorite movie for me is Eternals and F9 of all time. Of all time, well, thank you for being here tonight, by the way. But really, of all time, Eternals and F9, I'd much rather watch either of those over Son of the Mask.
Oh yeah, Son of the Mask is so bad, and I love the Mask.
That's why I hate it so much. Is because I love the Mask with Jim Carrey, and no offense, Jamie Kennedy, but you are no Jim Carrey, and
not even close.
It just made me appreciate Jim Carrey's performance even more because it showed how not everyone can do it.
Yeah.
Chillmonger. We'll have lots of confused Chinese viewers after Little Mermaid poster there. I'm missing something, I think.
Chillmonger. Okay, so in China and Japan, they usually make black people smaller or cover up their face on their posters because of stuff. So he's saying they're going to be confused because they're going to take Halle Bailey off the poster. I'm like, wait, who's the Little Mermaid?
I would imagine they just probably didn't take it to China. I would imagine they probably didn't get a China release. If that's the case, wow,
they've been blocking a lot of Disney movies lately, so I could see that.
Wow, that's awful. Toxic Gamer 331. Then again, why I might still have my head up is because Indiana Jones is my favorite movie character of all time. Well, then I really hope this movie comes through for you, man, because that would be really disappointing if it didn't.
Yeah.
Lee Ponto says my least favorite movie of all time is Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Yeah, he can really, dude, over Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, because those are the two movies that I hear you discuss on your channel about hating the most. So is it you're saying officially right now, Luke Ponto has said that that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is better than Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Am I right, Luke? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
It's like a 1A, 1B situation.
Toxic Gamer 331. It ruined Randy's career for Scream. I think being killed in Scream 2 ruined Randy's career for Scream. I don't know if I would blame Son of the Mask. Maybe. I don't know.
God.
It's possible. Nathan's Random Movies. What's going on, Nathan? Thanks for joining us tonight. Hi, Zach. What are the 2 worst movies of the year thus far? The 2 worst movies of the year thus far? You guys aren't going to like what I have to say, but my least favorites, I think, that I've watched this year are Cocaine Bear and Knock at the Cabin. Not necessarily saying they're bad movies, but they were my least favorite. Yeah. Okay. Those were not the ones that I enjoy. Oh, no, sorry. Peter Pan and Wendy. That's the worst movie I've watched this year so far.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, man?
My 2 worst is Mega Lightning. Like I said before, that's at the bottom of the list. And right before that is the Ben Affleck hypnotic sci-fi action film.
Oh, I heard bad things about that one.
Yeah, I was very, very disappointed in that.
Yeah, my theater didn't take that, and I was actually kind of relieved once I found out how bad it was because I would have spent money on that. Luke Ponto, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey had a cool animated opening, but Jeepers Creepers Reborn had nothing going for it. All right, man. All right. I love that. I like that you are going with it. You're sticking your ground. I respect it, man. That's awesome.
That's the funniest thing I've heard all day.
Zach Gola says worst movie of the year so far was Children of the Corn remake. Yeah. Not even on my radar. Did you see that one?
No, because it just looked bad. I was like, no one asked for this remake.
Toxic Gamer 331. I asked him Blood and Honey or Reborn, and Luke immediately said Reborn. So that tells me how bad it is, even though I haven't seen it.
Damn.
Luke Ponto says, Zach Geller, you were right. It was bad. Oh, probably the Children of the Corn remake. Nathan's Random Movies. What are some of your favorite movie characters? Well, Marty McFly instantly goes up there. Marty McFly. Peter Parker counts because he's now in the movies.
Of course.
So, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I would throw John Wick in there. I would
Good Keanu Reeves.
throw the Avengers in there. I just like
The whole team?
The OG. Yeah, the OG. Captain America, Iron Man, everybody. They're my favorite. Well, okay, Captain America and Iron Man. I wouldn't say the other ones are my favorite. Indiana Jones would be in there. Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible, I think could make that. John
He's
McClane
becoming
could
one
make
of the minds.
Rambo. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
a couple. What about you?
Steve Rogers. I love Cap. Ripley from the Aliens. I really like her a lot as well. I actually like
Ripley's cool, yeah.
Shia LaBeouf from Transformers. Like, I really like this character. Like, when they took him
Sam
off,
Witwicky?
I jumped off the franchise. Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, if he's not there, I'm not with it. Like, I live vicariously through him because he was just like this nerd, like, oh my god, and I'm like, that's how I would be. And at the time, I really just like Shia LaBeouf at the same time. Even Stevens, Holes, yada yada yada.
Yeah, no, dude. Honestly, I agree. I like Shia LaBeouf, but like, it's also nostalgic for me too because people laugh at me when I say this, but that first Transformers movie was like my Jurassic Park experience because I saw that when I was, what was that, 2007? I was 8 or just turning 8, and when Optimus Prime drove into the alley and transformed in front of Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox, I could not comprehend how they did that. It was just, I totally bought into it. It was real to me, and I didn't know how it was on screen, but I believed it. It was the most mind-blowing thing I can remember seeing in a movie theater in my life.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear anything after you said you were 8 in 2007. I feel so old right now. You was like 2007. I was like, yeah, 8.
You're like, yeah,
no,
I was in my senior year of college.
No, I wasn't that old.
No, you're not that old.
No, well, yeah, I agree with you. Even at my older age than you, I was mind blown because I loved Transformers when I was younger. The animated cartoons and movies that they had at the time, I was really into it. Crossover with G.I. Joe and all this stuff. So for them to actually do a live action film that's good and actually get the actual transforming right, and it looks like the CGI wasn't crap, I was like, yes, this is amazing. So the first time Optimus Prime showed up, I was like, this is everything I've ever wanted.
Yeah, man, it was so cool. And I was watching a video today on YouTube. It was Kevin Feige and Jon Favreau reminiscing about the 15-year anniversary of Iron Man. And without Transformers, we don't get Iron Man because Jon Favreau said that the Transformers movie is what showed him that he could do Iron Man because of how the metal and stuff looked in CGI. And he's like, yeah, we can do this now. So you can thank Optimus Prime and Michael Bay for Iron Man. That
makes sense because it's very similar.
Toxic Gamer 331. I was very confused by Hypnotic.
As everyone else was.
I thought it was okay. I gave it a C+.
Okay.
Optimistic Forever. There's not a single cell in my inner being that's compelling me to watch the Fast and Furious franchise. It's worth it to get the Fast 5. Fast 5 is awesome.
Heck, I'll say even to Fast 7. I think 5, 6, and 7 are the 3 best movies in the franchise.
Yeah, 5, 6, and 7 are definitely what you watch it for. And then you can bounce if you want.
Yeah.
Luke Ponta says, here are the top 5 worst movies for 2023 so far for him. Oof. He's got 5 House Party. 4 Children of the Corn. 3 Skinamarink. 2 Fear. 1 Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So is Jeepers Creepers Reborn last year then, Luke, or is it missing from?
Yeah, I don't think Jeepers Creepers came out this year. I remember that movie.
Thought I got you, but you got saved by that.
He was like, I'm trying to... Yeah, it was last year, 2022.
Okay. All right, you're safe, Luke. You're safe.
Fact checker.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah, it's nice having a fact checker here. I haven't seen any of these because
I saw Skinamarink.
Yeah, did you like it? Because I saw you give a little bit of a gasp there.
Yeah, that's my number 4 of the year.
Oh, really? Wow, I gotta watch your review and then go watch Luke Ponto's review and see what you guys are saying about it. Yeah, if I hear a movie is just atrocious or super bad, I don't even bother with it because this is just a hobby
Yeah.
and I don't want to waste my time on watching a movie I don't need to technically
Yeah.
watch. Toxic Gamer 331. Batman, I would also put in my favorite movie characters, I think. For me, he's not one of my favorites. I know that's probably blasphemous to some people. I'm not a huge Batman guy. I like him though. Toxic Gamer 331. Here's a hot take. I actually like Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen. That is a pretty hot take. I like moments of that movie.
Which one is
Sometimes
that?
that's the second one, Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
that
I like the
scene
second one.
when the Transformers, that hot college girl, and she like is going after Shia LaBeouf, and then they bust
Yeah.
through the door, and her tongue is out, and it's all mechanical, and Shia LaBeouf just lets out this high pitched scream as he runs out the door. I will watch that scene sometimes randomly. Just I'll be like, you know what? I want to watch that again. I don't know why. I know that for some people it's like the lowest, and it kind of is the lowest fruit on the tree of comedy. When people scream in terror or just in pain, I find it the funniest thing ever. Like I just can't help but laugh at it. And that's one of my favorite moments is when Shia LaBeouf is just screaming his lungs out when the girl transforms.
Yeah, like you saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer for the new one that's coming out, right?
Yes.
At the end, that screen that happens when the kunai goes into his leg,
It's
I
still in my
laughed my
leg.
ass
Yeah.
off. It was so funny. When it's timed properly, it's so funny.
Yes, absolutely agree. There are definitely times where it's just annoying.
Yeah, like in Death Note.
Like you haven't seen Temple of Doom. I was going to refer something to Temple of Doom, but there's a lady sidekick of Indiana Jones in Temple of Doom. All she does is scream, and it's so annoying. Toxic Gamer 331. Which many people thought the movie started to drop in quality. Oh, I'm guessing you're talking about Fast and Furious still after 7. Toxic Gamer 331. Well, it makes it any better. I was born 2007. Oh wow, you were born in 2007.
Holy Jesus Christ!
You're a young guy.
I could have had him as a. I could
Now I
have
know how it feels to be Zach right now. I feel old. Nathan's random movies. Do you think that surprise characters like Christian Bale or Robert Pattinson's Batman should appear in The Flash? I think there's no chance that Robert Pattinson's Batman appears, and I give like a 5% that Christian Bale appears.
In terms of appearance, I think that there'll be a flash, a flash of both those characters as he's going from his universe to the next.
Okay,
Because
that makes
I
sense.
think they're gonna do like Christopher Reeve Superman. Obviously, he's not gonna be in the movie, but
Mhm.
they'll show like he's in a universe. So I can see them doing that, not them like coming to help or being in the movie, but just show that that all that's part of the multiverse.
Okay, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I take it back. That's how I think it's gonna happen too. You heard it from me first. Toxic Gamer 331. Yep, it was last year. Yep. Luke Ponto. Sorry, man. Skinamarink just bored me.
No, sorry, man. It's fine.
Yeah, I forgive you, Luke. It's fine. Nathan's random movies. Hot take. I like Terrence Howard more than Don Cheadle as War Machine. I mean, I thought Terrence Howard was fine in Iron Man 1, but there wasn't enough of a sample. Like, it was just such a small sample size that I can't even compare it to the two because Don Cheadle's just been War Machine for so long.
Yeah, and I think he's a better actor than Terrence Howard, so I'm gonna go with like if he's getting a live action like movie by himself, which is great. It's not a show anymore, and I don't think I would want to see Terrence Howard try to carry a superhero movie.
That's fair. I don't think I've seen Terrence Howard since Iron Man 1, to be honest. Where'd that guy go?
Oh,
Anyone know?
He just recently retired last year. That's funny.
Oh, did he? Okay, that explains
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Luke Ponto. Even though I love the fact that Kyle Edward Ball, the director of Skinamarink, got success in theaters, it makes me hope he makes better horror movies in the future. Nice, man. I heard you say that on your stream tonight, too, and I thought that's a really great attitude. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that attitude.
because he's ambitious.
Luke Ponto says Blood and Honey doesn't deserve any money.
Doesn't deserve any honey.
Optimistic forever. Shia LaBeouf screams. All I picture is Louis Stevens. Louis Stevens. Yeah, I've seen like 2 episodes of Even Stevens. I haven't seen the full thing.
I'm hurt.
Nathan's random movies. Do you think Rise of the Beast will be good since Michael Bay is not directing? To Michael Bay's credit, I do like the first Transformers. So he has directed Transformers well, at least in my opinion, at least a couple times. I think Rise of the Beast has a lot of potential going into it. I think I'm excited to see what Stephen Cable Jr. does with it. I liked what he did with Creed 2. So I'm optimistic going into it. I'm optimistic. How are you feeling?
I like the first Transformers films. I know a lot of people say it drops off after 2. I actually like the first 4. I think he did a great job with them. I think the scripts just got bad after that, and they also put Mark Wahlberg in there. Mm. But the guy who did Bumblebee did a great job. So other people can do the franchise. So
Yeah.
I'm optimistic based on what they've shown. He at least has down making the Transformers look cool. Like everything from the trailer with the Transformers, like the guy being in the car and the parts are switching around him. That's like stuff like that is what needs to be shown to make the movie feel cool.
Yeah, I agree. And Travis Knight did Bumblebee, and I liked the smaller scope that he did with Bumblebee, but they're kind of going back to the big action, big scale with Rise of the Beast. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing that action again.
Did you see Beast Wars when you were younger?
My brother was into that, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Okay,
I never got into
inspired it.
Transformers. Even
Gotcha.
the old 80s cartoon that would play
Yeah.
on my like retro station in Canada. I never got into it.
Gotcha.
Luke Ponto, the new White Man Can't Jump from this year, which was also terrible, was from the same guy that made the House Party remake from this year. I didn't see that. White Man Can't Jump. What's that on? Is that in? That's not in theaters, is it?
Hulu.
Oh, Hulu. Okay. Yeah, I haven't checked. Is it good? It doesn't sound like it's good from Luke Ponto.
Yeah, everybody said that is really boring. So
that's unfortunate. The Jay Shreyway, did you hear the director of The Flash talking about one of the big cameos in an interview? I did, and I was kind of annoyed. Did you hear about it?
No, please don't spoil.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about it.
I've been avoiding everything
because I was annoyed. I was listening to John Campia's podcast today at work, and he talked about it. And I was driving, and I was like, "Wait, what? Why are you talking about that?
Just why are you doing this? Without a spoiler alert."
It is interesting, though. I'll say that. Zach Guller, Transformers: Rise of the Beast will be good because Michael Bay isn't directing. Yeah, that seems to be the consensus. You know, Michael Bay did the action really good, though. I mean, Dark of the Moon, the Chicago invasion, and that whole like last whatever it is hour of the movie, that was sick. I enjoyed that. Luke Ponto, and responding to Zach Guller, I honestly don't really have much faith in that one. I'm not quite sure what we're referring to. Chillmonger, blame LeBron James for making 2007 feel like it was just one NBA career ago.
What?
Okay, I will. Found the person to blame. Toxic Gamer 331. I think they should most likely have the Smallville Superman pop up like Crisis on Infinite Earth CW event.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Tom Welling?
I don't think they're gonna do TV characters.
Well, Flash was the one from the TV show was supposed to be in there, but because of the schedule,
yeah, I think if they're gonna cut him, they'd probably cut some other
TV guys.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Be interesting though.
I think that would be a bad idea because it's gonna remind people Henry Cavill's not Superman.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think he pops up? Do you think there's any chance archival footage? Anything? Do you think they're going to show him at all?
From what I'm hearing, him and Gal Gadot both had paroles in this movie, and James Gunn cut it out.
Well, it wouldn't be James Gunn, I don't think. He wouldn't have final edit.
He retooled this and Aquaman after he took over.
Did he?
So that it can line up with his DC.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. I think I heard about that too, actually. Nathan's random movies. I asked this to a lot of people. Which side was right, Captain America or Iron Man? I would go Team Cap. Oh, we're going back to the Civil War, baby. All right, I want you to answer first, man.
Oh, damn. Because I was like, I want to hear what you have to say because we might not be friends no more. No, I'm joking. I'm Team Cap.
Me too.
Okay. Woo.
Yeah, Team Cap. I think it's proven by the end of the movie that was the right choice. And even in Infinity War, when you get to Infinity War, the people that were on Team Iron Man, or I think it's actually just War Machine that's there. He has to talk to the director guy about what's going on in New York, and he can't do anything, right? So,
Yep.
yeah, they need to operate on their own, and they just need to not let Tony play with his toys as often. Hello there, hey, hi. After he heard Armor Wars is turning into a movie, he gave up. Oh, Terrence Howard. Oh, goodness.
That could have been me.
Toxic Gamer 331. The Even Stevens movie is a really good Disney Channel movie. I've seen the cover of that on Disney Plus, but I've never watched it. Nathan's Random Movies. I am slightly biased to Revenge of the Fallen. While it's garbage because I was born in 2000. You were born in 2009.
What is going on?
Wow, that's awesome.
Where's all these babies coming from?
You know, I do give a little bit of grace to Revenge of the Fallen because the writer's strike was going on during that movie. And it's been like documented that the writer's strike really affected that movie and its story. Luke Ponto. I don't try to be mean about my opinions. It's just that some people think I'm out of my mind with some of my opinions, like Halloween Ends, Renfield, Knock at the Cabin, and Scream 6. I mean, I think you're on a pretty... I think you're on the majority when it comes to Scream 6 and Knock at the Cabin. I think I'm in the minority with Knock at the Cabin and even Renfield. I haven't seen Halloween Ends.
I get some of the same reactions with some of my takes too. I think as long as you explain why, most of the time people are like, I don't agree with you, but you explained it in a way where I'm like, okay, I get that, even though I don't agree. It's sometimes people have takes with things where they're like, just this sucks, but don't explain why it sucks.
Yeah. And you know what? Different opinions. That's what makes movies fun.
Yeah.
Toxic Gamer 331. I don't know what it is, but I think the cameo will probably be the Joker or Shazam. It won't be Shazam anymore from the DCU. I don't see Joker.
Well,
I don't see either of those.
Joaquin Phoenix
or Jared Leto, which I still don't think you would see that happening either.
That's possible. It's possible.
I don't know. I don't think I see either of those, to be honest, popping up in there.
Just because he's Ben Affleck's Joker, you know?
Luke Ponto, I was referring to Zach's comment about Rise of the Beast, which I'm not very excited about. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Toxic Gamer says, I'm not excited for Aquaman 2. Yeah, I could take it or leave it, to be honest. You are?
Yeah, Aquaman was great. And it's the same crew coming back. So I'm excited to see what they do.
All right, fair enough. I thought Aquaman was okay. I haven't gone back to watch it since the theaters, to be honest. Luke Ponto, I don't know why House Party and White Man Can't Jump were remade because the original films are great 90s movies. Because the studio wants to make money.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's because they're 90s movies. The little kids that were born in 2009 are not going to go and back and watch them. That
was so subtle. I almost missed it.
They need something that they need updated stuff. Like they're gonna be like, what the hell is this house? Why are they have flip phones? You know, they need to update it for kids now with lingo and stuff like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Nathan's Random Movies. Do you think John Wick? Oh well, little bit of a spoiler, but I think the movie's out long enough that we can talk about it. Do you think John Wick actually died in John Wick 4? I partially doubt it because I did not see his body get out into a casket, and I didn't see the casket get put into the ground. I personally think he did. And now the studio saw how much money it made, and now they want to resurrect him for 5. That's how I see it. I think originally he was supposed to be, and they're going to retcon it just to do another movie.
When at first I was like, no, he's not dead because of how big the movie opened. But because of how badly it slowed down and didn't surpass the 3, it's literally like neck and neck with 3. I think they may just say, okay, this is time to stop because maybe the interest is not growing for John Wick. Like everybody that wanted to see it saw it in the beginning and then it trickled down heavy.
I don't know if I would agree with that because John Wick Chapter 4 had the biggest opening weekend of all the franchise, and it's also now made the most money worldwide of all the franchise. So the numbers have just gone up.
Yeah, but when you look at how much it made worldwide compared to 3, it's only like 50 million more.
Only 50 million.
I know.
I know, right?
I would take that 50, but But just in terms of them and stuff like that, and like how they look at stuff, is because they only get half the box office for a movie that has
Mhm.
100 more million dollars in budget. The fact that it only made 50 more million than the last film that had a lower budget, I could see them being like, maybe we don't give you that much next time. I don't know if
All
I would
right.
want to go backwards on the
I see
budget.
what you mean.
Yeah.
The Jay Shrey way. Do you think Loki coming out later in October is because they're cutting out Jonathan Majors? I know things are still not revealed, but I highly doubt he will ever be back. Disney doesn't like bad press. Did it get moved to October? I
Yes,
don't.
it did.
It did.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Secret Invasions for the summer because they want to spread stuff out too. I think that's mostly what it is. People were complaining about it was like back to back to back to back stuff the last
Mm.
2 years, and I think they want to spread things out and start like some of that stuff that they announced. They're like just gonna let fade away and not come out, like the Spider-Man animated show and maybe Marvel Zombies.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think it's
Marvel
because of
Zombie.
Jonathan Majors though. I think
No.
that Jonathan Majors is going to be proven that he didn't do anything, and they're just waiting for all that to go away, and then, hey, here you go again. This is our guy.
Yeah, I really hope that everything works out the way it's supposed to work out, and hopefully he is innocent. Honestly, it doesn't look great, but hopefully he is.
Yeah,
As far as if they're cutting him out, honestly, I can't fully answer that because I don't know how integral he is to the story. If he's only if the post credit scene that we saw at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is all he has, maybe they could work around and get that scene out of there. But if he's in the story, if he's essential
he's
to
the
the plot,
antagonist.
then you
Yeah,
keep him. Don't jeopardize your product by being reactionary. I
yeah,
don't think it would be worth it. So um, hopefully Loki still turns out good. Hopefully they didn't jeopardize it by making rash decisions. Is what I would say.
gotcha.
Luke Ponto. I put Renfield in there because a lot of people don't like that movie, and I love it. Dude, you and I are in the same boat. I love that movie.
I like
Uh,
Renfield.
you like it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nathan's random movies. What do you think of Aquaman 2 having been called boring coming out of test screenings? I don't put much faith into test screenings. So I don't believe it.
Also, it depends on who reported it. If it's like Cosmic News 1111, I'm not taking that to heart. If it's not Variety, Hollywood Reporter, one of the major trades, I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah. And test screenings too, like they're usually a rough cut of the movie. Like the visual
Yeah.
effects aren't even done in test screenings most of the time. So yeah, if someone's sitting there and it's just Jason Momoa with a fork or whatever you call it, a trident, and he's in front of a big blue screen and he's just going like this to Patrick Wilson, yeah, someone might find that boring and might come out and report that it was a bad cut.
Yeah, that's true. That's a VFX heavy film. You gotta
Yeah.
have it.
Oh, yeah. You got to have the VFX done to enjoy that. Nathan's random movies. What are some franchises that should not have been franchises? For me, the number one is Jaws. Yeah, number one is Jaws for me too.
Mm,
Oh
that's a
man,
good question.
that is a good question. Do you have any that come to mind?
Maybe not Fast and Furious.
But no,
Maybe that
what?
should have
No,
been a
I
franchise.
want Fast Five though.
Me,
Like,
me too.
like
No, no.
Jaws 2, 3, and 4. I could go with that. I don't need those.
Mm,
So it
yeah,
should not have been Speed. Speed did not need Speed 2. You ended
just
at
one film.
Speed. Yep, just one
Yeah,
film.
yeah. I think maybe Terminator 2. I think after T2, we didn't have to keep going.
That's a good one. Yeah,
Halloween, just there shouldn't be a multiverse of Halloween.
just
That's
leave.
that's
Yeah,
just
just leave them
too
on the
much.
lawn. We don't need any more.
Yeah, like
Luke Ponto, the House Party remake was originally supposed to go to HBO Max, now known as
yeah.
Max, but they just dumped it in theaters. Well, I mean, in their defense, they got more money out of it in theaters. Like, even
Some
if
people saw it.
even if only 2 people saw it, that's still $30 more than they would have had if they just dropped it on HBO Max.
And also, I heard the reason why they had to put it in theaters because contractually it was a theater movie, and
Mm.
the people who made it were going to sue them if they just dropped it on Max. So they were like, okay, just dump it in theaters with
They
no
were gonna get
promotion.
ScarJo'd,
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson. Pro Alex
Okay.
reactions. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Pro Alex. John Wick 4 made 100 million more than the third one. Yeah, I thought it
That
did really
fact
well.
checker. He's fact checking the fact checker.
Fact checker pro Alex. Nathan's random movies. Do you think Star Wars, for whatever reason, got bad? um, I
You go
think
first.
I think that it has lost its eventful feeling, but I don't think it necessarily has gotten bad. I think it's just become mediocre and has just become like any other franchise of movies out there. And I think it's lost its special quality, is how I would describe it. What do you think? Do you think Star Wars has gotten bad?
I think you're on the right track with the same thought I have. I like the Force Awakens and Last Jedi. I think Rise of Skywalker is a fanfic, and I
Yes.
do not like it at all. The first time I groaned out loud in a theater, like in just disappointment and disgust. I think Mandalorian is great. I think that Andor is great, but I think Boba Fett and Obi-Wan are mediocre. So it's just, if you have 4 projects, oh, and Rogue One was great too. So that's 5 projects. I think that's great. One that's bad, 2 that's mediocre. I don't think that's bad. I think maybe they just need to push forward. I think they're just in place with the Skywalker stuff and the Luke and the Han Solo stuff. We need something fresh. We need somebody to innovate in terms of the lore and stuff like that at this point. So I think that's what we need to go. Hopefully, these next movies that supposedly getting greenlit do that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay, we are almost an hour and a half into the show, so we're gonna take a pause because there's still so many questions, and you guys are killing the chat. Cannot thank you enough for being here and contributing to the chat. It's amazing. We're gonna move on though. We're gonna go to topic number 2, and then we'll be right back to your comments and questions. So topic number 2. All right. So one of the most, if not the most divisive MCU movie to date, I would say, was
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yeah.
I personally like Quantumania. I don't think it's great, but I would say that it's fun. It's enjoyable. It's middle of the road Marvel for me. Well, one of the guys, or the guy who wrote Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, is Jeff Loveness, who is also slated to write the next Avengers film, Avengers: Kang Dynasty. Well, is he though? Because apparently he's been removed from the project. At least this is the rumor going around. Here's what Comic Book Movie had to say. Though we don't have very much to go on, we're hearing that Marvel Studios may be searching for a new writer for Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. According to the Hot Mike's Jeff Snyder, Jeff Loveness, who was enlisted to pen the next installment of the superhero team-up franchise shortly after developing his script for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, is off the project, and he parted ways with the movie before the Writers Guild America striked. That comes from the comicbookmovie.com. So just to be clear, this is not confirmed. Marvel hasn't confirmed this. This is not truth yet. Jeff
Yeah.
Loveness could still be on the movie, but it does bring up an interesting conversation. Should he have left the movie, or should he leave the movie? Zach, I'll start with you first. Give me your thoughts on Quantumania. And do you think that based on his work done in Quantumania and the reception, do you think he should stay on the project, or do you think this rumor should be true and he should be off of it?
Based on his writing work on Quantumania and some of the comments he has made afterwards, I don't think he should be writing an Avengers film. Avengers films are the most important films in the franchise, and especially the storylines that they're doing here need someone with the right guiding hand and someone that can juggle multiple. The important part here that he showed that he can't do is juggle multiple people. He was not able to juggle multiple people in the cast. And I think that if he can't do that with just the Ant-Man family where they all have similar powers and they know each other already, except the daughter got recast, then how's he gonna do it with Star-Lord and Sam Wilson and She-Hulk and all these different characters have different personalities? I don't think that he is capable of doing it on his own. Maybe if they brought a secondary writer in, maybe if Kevin Feige is a little bit more on him and not as much as like on the background how he has been for phase 4, maybe he should stay on. But just him writing it on his own with no like somebody over his head, I don't think he should be on the film.
Yeah. I agree with a lot of what you said. I think first of all, I feel for Jeff Loveness a little bit. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was like his first big feature film that he ever wrote for. Like he mostly comes from a late night talk show background, writing for them, and Rick and
Yeah,
Morty, and they brought him in to do this big budget Avengers movie, which may on Kevin Feige's side of the deal may not have been the best decision to bring someone
yeah,
so green into this huge machinery of Marvel. But
yeah.
with that said, I do think that there was some things in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania that I think he did do pretty well. I
Okay.
thought that Kang was written pretty well. The introduction to Kang and introducing us to this character, I thought that was his strongest work of the film, as well as the world building. I thought he did a really good job of setting up the quantum realm, and of course the director Peyton Reed brings that to life. But I do echo what you just said about there being so many characters in Avengers films, and I feel like the weight of that he's just not ready to handle. I
Yeah.
feel like um I would actually be for him to write another Marvel movie, maybe a little bit more supervised
Smaller.
or not as just hands-on as he was. I do think also him coming from the Rick and Morty background, he did do a good job with some of the wackier quantum realm stuff, like the probability storm with the multiple Scott Langs that came in. I liked that scene. I liked how that was written as well. So I do think that there's things that he could bring to the Kang Dynasty, bringing that kind of flavor that he set up in Quantumania. But I don't think he should be the sole writer on the
Yeah.
movie. I just feel what do you think his greatest strengths were writing in Quantumania, and what do you think he could potentially bring over into King Dynasty if he is in fact still on the movie?
I think in terms of what, because I like Quantumania overall, it is middle of the road MCU. It's better than the second Ant Man, not good as the first.
Agreed.
Um, and I think that what he brought there, when I did my review for that movie, I said that this movie has so many great ideas that are not developed enough. So
Mm,
I don't know if it's he was rushed into getting this movie done at a certain time, and that's what it is, or he just he writes this like a it felt like a Rick and Morty episode, kind
I
of
can see that.
sometimes because they do kind of do the quantum multiple universe things in that show, so that's part of it. But there's certain things that he just needed to do to make it great. I think that he did a great job of like the world building, like you said, just having the characters in different positions in different parts of the world to make the quantum realm look interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That relationship that he built between Kang and Michelle Pfeiffer's character, I think that was very interesting, and I think that they should have went a little further with that. I think that he set up something interesting with Cassie and Modoc that should have went further. That could
Mm-hmm.
have been really interesting with him. That character scarred her when she was a little kid, and it seemed like he was about to set that up because she was like, "Wait, is that the guy? Is that Yellow Jacket?" But it never really went further after that.
Right.
I think that he had something there with Scott in terms of like trying to get back time and needed time with his daughter and not fighting Kang because it doesn't make any sense for Ant Man to be able to fight Kang. But
Mm-hmm.
then that wasn't fully realized. Like, so it was a bunch of things there. I'm like, this could have been one of the best MCU movies if they just went over the script a couple more times.
Yeah, if they had just given him a couple more drafts, if they had just done a
Yeah,
couple
like,
more
hey,
rewrites.
what is the difference going to happen from to Scott Lang from the beginning of the movie to the end? Because nothing changed him.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to Wasp? Because this is called Ant Man and the Wasp, but Wasp is doing nothing. You
Yeah, no,
know,
that's very true. And that
yeah,
definitely
like,
you definitely touch upon fears I have of him writing an Avengers film.
yeah.
The story of Quantumania, I don't know who in the trailer edit bays was genius enough to cut that thing together because they thought of a better story than the movie
Yes.
gave us.
Oh
Um,
my God.
his story was just it was not strong, and even like you were mentioning, the dynamics between the characters, they weren't developed enough. He hadn't fully gotten them there, that I feel like if you give him all of the Avengers, I don't have much faith in him to get the
Oof.
dynamic right, because that's a
Yeah,
real
that's
tough job.
really important. That's really important. Like, that's part of the thing that people love is their banter amongst each other in between the big action sequences. You
Yeah.
know?
And you'll be giving him a whole new batch of event. Like he will be the person who sets up the dynamics. Like
Yeah,
the
that's so
dynamics have
true.
never been there before, and he is the one who's going to have to create them. And I just don't think his writing is there yet to fully develop those.
Yeah, because there's going to only be 3 OG Avenger characters coming
Yeah,
back, and that's 2 of them were like side characters. So like, and they're being thrusted as main characters. So then you have all these characters, some characters that never been in a movie. Yeah, no, yeah. The more I talk about it, I just think that it would be a bad idea for him to be the sole writer. Like, because for Infinity War and Endgame, the 2 best movies in the MCU, it was 2 writers, and they worked
yeah.
really well
Where did
together.
they go? Where did Christopher McFeely and what's the other guy's
Steven,
name? I can't remember the other
Steven
guy's name.
something.
But where did those 2
Um,
writers go? They were
I
so
don't
great. They
know.
wrote Civil War. They wrote
Winter
Winter
Soldier,
Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame.
4 of the best movies.
Like, if Marvel got rid of them, they're the biggest idiots in the world. I don't know where those guys went, but we need them back.
Yeah, we do. We really need it back. Daniel Destin Cretton, the guy who's going to direct Kang Dynasty, needs to call them up and like, hey, help me out,
Yeah,
please,
please come
because
back.
yeah, like this guy is no, I can't direct what he's telling me to write something because it's not, or just have them look over the script because that happened before. I remember for Batman versus Superman, Ben Affleck went in there and he was like, I don't like this shit, and he got somebody to come look over it. That guy got a little bit of a writing credit, but he didn't write the movie. So maybe they can come over and look over. James Gunn looked over Infinity War and Endgame. So that's possibly, you just have a ghostwriter in there to help him out, but just him by himself trying to like put a new team together and create dynamics. You said it right. It's scary how that could
Yeah,
fall, especially now that we have so many characters that are divisive. She-Hulk's divisive. Miss Marvel's divisive. Riri Williams is divisive. Wanda is kind of divisive right now. So you're gonna have all these divisive characters coming in. What happens if he messes up Daredevil? Like,
oh man.
it's scary.
Yeah, well, the question goes to you guys. What do you guys think of this? Jeff Loveness, rumor has it that he's no longer doing Kang Dynasty. Are you happy about that? Are you disappointed? Was Quantumania your favorite movie of the year so far? Comment down below. Let us know all your thoughts and opinions on this, guys. And while you're at it, let us know, who do you think should write the next Avengers film? And with all that said, guys, let's move on and see what you are saying down below. All right. Where's my...
I know there's a lot of comments right now.
Yeah, they're like, what are you? We don't want him gone. We want him gone. Let's go back up. Where did we leave off? We left off with do you think for a reason it got bad? Nathan's Random Movie says, I do not like the recent Star Wars projects.
That's right.
They're iffy. I didn't even finish Mandalorian season 3. I fell off. I might go back and finish it, but yeah, it wasn't
Those last
going
2
in the
episodes
direction that
are
was
amazing.
interesting. The last 2 are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'll have to finish that. I stopped at episode 5. I was like, man, this feels like it's going nowhere. Obi-Wan was okay. I did not like Book of Boba Fett. Mandalorian season 1 and 2 were great, and Andor was pretty good. So I like recent Star Wars. It's just hit and miss.
Yeah.
Pro Alex reactions. What are some of your favorite movies of 2023 so far? I'll give 3. John Wick 4, Missing, and why did I forget my last one? Guardians. Guardians Volume 3 is my third one.
I'm glad to hear some people give me Missing Love because I love that movie.
Oh, I loved Missing, dude.
My top 3 is Bo's Afraid, Guardians of Volume 3. Whoa, I can't talk. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Super Mario Brothers the movie. Those are my top 3 right now.
Nice. Nathan's Random Movies. What are some of your favorite actors? Like ever? I'm gonna put Jim Carrey in there, Michael J. Fox, Leonardo DiCaprio. What are some of yours?
Leo, Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Gosling, Lakeith Stanfield, Denzel. What's his name? The guy from Get Out. Oh my god.
Oof. No, I'm not gonna remember it.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yes.
Daniel Kaluuya. Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. He did such a great job with non-Black Panther movies for so long. and I even have more respect for him to do it with cancer in his body, making him weak. So that's
Yeah,
amazing.
what a champion.
Yeah. Oh, Joaquin Phoenix. Oh, I've been watching so many more of his movies. That man's a chameleon. He could be
I gotta
anyone he
catch up,
wants.
man.
Yeah, like
I,
her and never. I was never there. It's like it's two different people.
nice. Yeah, I gotta catch up on those. Uh,
Ooh,
Toxic Gamer House Part is is a remake. What else we
House
got?
Party.
Toxic Gamer 331. What's your guys' least favorites out of the John Wick movies and Fast and Furious movies? My least favorite Fast and Furious movie is Too Fast, Too Furious. Um, my least John Wick movie. Oh man, they're also good. I might put 2 at the bottom. Chapter 2. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe chapter 3. Chapter 2 or chapter 3. What would you
Okay,
put?
for me, Tokyo Drift is my least favorite of the Fast and Furious. I know that's blasphemy because some people love that movie so
Some
much.
people really love that movie, yeah.
That's like their favorite film. It just didn't, do it for me. It's not bad though. Like, that's the thing. It's like I don't think any of the Fast and Furious movies is like god awful terrible for me. Like 9 is a little boring, but I don't think it's awful. And then for John Wick is 2. Just because of the fact that it's similar to 1, but it's not good as 1.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy them all.
Yeah.
All the John Wicks, not all the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Luke Ponto. I'm gonna head out tonight. I'm pretty tired. You guys have a great stream and a great night. See you soon. Well, thank you for joining, Luke. Thank you for being here. Good night, buddy. The show was made
Awesome.
better because you were a part of it.
We gotta talk, Luke.
Absolutely. Optimistic Forever. Since Secret Invasion is dropping on June 21st, which Marvel character would you think would turn out to be a Skrull?
Ooh.
Oh man, who do you? It would have to be someone that I wouldn't care was a Skrull. Oh, you know who you do? You do Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, because then you can explain why he was Edward Norton.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it, Tony never saw Edward Norton, right?
No, he never saw him. I don't
Oh
think.
my god. That would be so amazing if they pulled that off. That would be so meta. Because remember She-Hulk, he said, I used to look different. I used to be somebody else or something like that.
Yeah, he did say
Oh,
something like that, which
that
was
would be
like a
perfect.
breaking the fourth wall joke, but then you could turn that into a canon.
I
People
wouldn't
wouldn't
mind
think that's
Natasha
bad.
being a Skrull.
But she's
The
dead.
one that died was actually a
Oh,
Skrull.
man, I don't know if I want any permanent deaths from Endgame to be undone. I don't know if I would like that. I
I
feel
hear
like
you. Yeah.
I would be cheaped out by that. Maria Hill could easily be a Skrull.
Yeah. Nobody
That's a
cares about her.
character that you could do that as a shock value, and also you wouldn't lose anything.
I would like a Spider-Man, someone that he loves to be a Skrull.
Ned,
Yeah,
like
because
Ned.
Ned is supposed to be Hobgoblin, but I don't think they're gonna go that route with that
Yeah, I
character.
don't know if you could do that with this this iteration of
actor.
Ned.
Yeah.
Perp minded. What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining. Star Wars has been mid.
He's been screaming that aloud every time I talk to him about Star Wars. It's mid.
Toxic Gamer 331. I think Thor: Love and Thunder is divisive as well. I feel like more people hate Love and Thunder than Quantumania, at least from what I've been seeing on Twitter. Like, it seems pretty like universe. Like, I like Love and Thunder personally. I honestly find that movie funny. I enjoy it. I've seen it maybe 3 times now, and I've enjoyed it each time. But I feel like Quantumania, on at least on Twitter that I've seen, there's more people like, no, it's good, and then other people being like, this is terrible. Whereas Thor: Love and Thunder, it might just be the loudest voice, but it's terrible.
I think more people are disappointed with Quantumania, and I think just more people hate Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, I think, too. Because Quantumania was built up. It's the start of Phase 5. Introduced to Kang.
They also said Civil War level movie. They literally said that in the promotion. I was like, dudes, come on. I even knew that was wrong.
Well, they did. To be specific, they said that it had repercussions of a civil war, which
where
I don't know if it did. I did hear the cool theory that when like at the end of the movie, Scott Lang might be in a different universe because there's subtle like clues that like it's different from when he left.
And he did say something
realm.
Feels weird at the end.
Yeah, so that would be interesting to reveal. But if you're going to reveal that, I feel like they should have revealed it by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nathan's Random Movie says I don't like Love and Thunder. It's fair enough. Toxic Gamer 331 says, how many movies have you guys seen this year? Separately, new releases to be exact. I've only seen about 16, maybe 17.
I'm at 40.
40 new
Yeah.
releases? Wow,
Yeah.
dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. I wish
I've
I had
been
the
to the movie
time.
theater every Friday except for when I missed Knights of Zodiac 2 weeks ago because I forgot.
Yeah, I don't get much time to watch stuff at home. So like I
Yeah,
only
me
go to the
neither.
movie theater on the weekend. So wow, 40. That's
I have a train
insane.
ride, an hour train ride to work and back. So sometimes I watch like the first half of a movie there and then finish it on the way home.
Oh, that's clever. That's smart. Spoiler Kings. What's up, Zax? What's up, Spoiler
Hey,
Kings?
what's
Thanks for
up?
being here tonight. Always love seeing you in the chat. The Jay Strayway. Echo also is dropping all episodes at once. First time Disney Plus has done that with Marvel. Not even What If did that. I don't think it's a good sign.
I think that maybe they realize that every show doesn't need to be week to week. I think Echo is not a character that can do that because she did not have a strong debut in Hawkeye, and they might not have some big cameo in it enough that people are going to be like, "Oh my god, Daredevil! Oh my god, Punisher! Oh my god!" to watch it, like how people were waiting for She-Hulk and Daredevil to happen. So it might not be a bad sign. It might just be that, like, damn, yeah, a lot of these shows that we didn't do great week to week because when you look at the Nielsen charts, most of the Marvel shows other than WandaVision didn't chart well.
That's good points actually. I went a little
Yeah,
bit more not as optimistic. I think they think the show's bad.
yeah.
And I think, yeah, because when you drop something all at once, you get people talking about it for maybe 2 days on the weekend, and then they just forget about it. And it comes across to me like they just want people to forget about Echo.
Oh
Just
no,
in and out. We're done with
I
it.
hope
Moving
not.
on. I hope not either, man. I hope it's good. I'm rooting for. The actress, like, this is a huge deal for her. Like,
The first
she's
role.
her like huge Marvel show. She's the main character. She's in the universe. Like, who wouldn't be
It's just
excited?
gonna
I hope it's great.
fuel the MCU people, and I don't want them to have any more fuel.
Yeah, no, I don't pay attention to those people. It's
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. The Jay Shrayway also says, "Did you see the PS5 Spider-Man 2 trailer today? It's literally peak Spider-Man. I have not. I don't really
Oh
pay
my
attention to video game
god.
stuff."
Spectacular, astonishing, amazing. What else Spider-Man adjectives are there? Invincible. Um, in-
That was
it was
good.
so good. It was so good. Like the Spider-Man games are the best Spider-Mans that we've gotten in the last 20 years.
I watched a little bit of like the cut scenes strung together of Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this seems like a pretty cool story, but I never
Yeah.
finished it.
And the second one is just like Craven the Hunter, Lizard, Symbiote, Miles. It's like, holy crap, we're getting everything we would want.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to. I don't know. I have no time for video games, so I don't.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to any of them. Nathan's Random Movies. Quantumania is polarizing. I thought it was good enough, but disappointing. That's fair. I think that's a good way of putting it. It was a little disappointing, especially
Yeah.
just the hype of like new phase, new era, new villain. It was fine. So I could see
Yeah.
that. Toxic Gamer 331 says, View with Drew asked me on my live yesterday who I thought was an underrated actor, and I said Paul Walker. Do you guys agree? I don't want to speak ill of because he's passed away. I never thought he was great. I like him in the Fast and Furious movies well enough, but I don't know if I'd say he was underrated. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think he
What
was
do
a
you think?
fine actor. I seen him
Yeah.
in other stuff. He had like a movie where he was in a hospital trying to save his baby and there was like a flood outside. So he had no medical way to like get help and all the doctors were gone and stuff. And I think he did a good job in that film, but that's such like a movie that he has to carry because it's just him and a baby. And I think
Mm,
he did an all right job. Like I don't think he's amazing or anything like that. He's a serviceable actor.
yeah, yeah. And like obviously like rest in peace. I don't want to speak
Yeah.
like ill of him at all, but yeah, I enjoyed him in the Fast and Furious, and I think there was this movie called Brick. that he was a part of or something like
Yeah.
that. But to be fair, I have to catch more of his work before I can definitively say whether or not I think he's underrated. I have to see him do more or see
Yeah.
more of what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob Christensen, dude, thank you so much donating $11 in the super chats, dude. Really appreciate that. That's so nice of you. And welcome. Thank you for being here tonight, man.
Yeah, man. That's so awesome.
RRE Love. Jeff Loveness, Leaving Kang Project. Writers change all the time. Let's wait for a director. That's a good point. Writers do change. I like that they've pointed out specifically that he was departed before the strike.
Yeah.
That was I was kind of like, can they get rid of him during the strike? So it was nice that they clarified that. But yeah, writers do change all the time. That is true. We don't do we have a director for Kang Dynasty?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Shang-Chi's director is directing Kang.
Destin. Yeah, that's who I thought was directing Kang. We just don't have one for
Yeah.
Secret Wars yet, right?
No, it should be Ryan Coogler, but we don't yet.
Yeah, but I do think with the strike and with if Jeff Loveness is leaving the project, I don't think this comes out in 2026 anymore. 2025, 2026, whenever it was slated. I think it's pushed back to at least 2027. Unfortunately, I don't want.
Well, it needs to give space for all these projects. There's so many movies. Let's space them out a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Rob Christensen. That was super, super kind of you, man. I appreciate that. The Jay Shreyway. I think after Oppenheimer's, Cillian Murphy will be a lot of people's favorite actor. He's so good in everything, especially Peaky Blinders. Cillian Murphy's kind of underrated. I like him.
Yes, that's a very underrated actor. But I don't think that Oppenheimer is going to be the one. I really don't think a lot of people are going to see that over Barbie. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, you don't think Oppenheimer's going to... Do you think it's going to do well?
I think it will, because Nolan has his cult fans. Like, they're going to go see whatever he puts out, even if the pandemic is going on. So, like, yeah, it's going to do well enough, but I think the budget is so high, and it just doesn't look like a movie that the general audience will go see in the theaters. Like, Inception had something special about it that felt like a big action theatrical experience. But a movie about the history, about the atom bomb and seeing Albert Einstein, like selling that to the general audience is like, yeah, I could wait if I ever even want to watch that. And then like Cillian Murphy doesn't sell tickets as much as I love him. But there's certain actors that people don't want to pay to see. And unfortunately, he's one of them. He's like Ryan Gosling as well. Like, two great actors that people don't want to pay to see. So, and I think Barbie is just found ways for marketing to get into the cultural zeitgeist. Like the things that they did with the photo pictures, you could put yourself in there, and Margot Robbie starting to like send gifts to people and talk about the character. I think it's just a more fun movie that people will see over the more dour Oppenheimer.
I think you're underestimating the Josh Peck stands. $1 billion right there. All the Drake and Josh fans are coming out.
You're right. Man, I messed up. Oh, how could I mess that up?
They just reunite Drake and Josh in that movie. They would have made $1 billion. Missed opportunity. I just mentioned Drake, and a whole can of worms is going to be open now in the chat. Moving on. Nathan's Random Movies. Hot take on Nolan. I only got a mixed positive on The Dark Knight Rises. It's good, not amazing like the other two in the trilogy. I think I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's pretty average. That's how I feel about it. I think it feels like an epic conclusion to the trilogy, especially in the third act. But the writing's not as strong as the other two, and there's definitely some weaker points than. But The Dark Knight was such a high peak, like you couldn't get much higher than that. I think it was a no-win situation, no matter how the movie turned out.
Yeah.
Toxic Gamer 331. Tokyo Drift confused me. Where is it placed in the timeline? Yeah, they like to play with their timelines on Fast and Furious because it came out in 2006. I want to say it came out in 2006, 2005.
Fact checker.
And then Furious 7 came out in 2012, 2014 ish.
2006. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, 2006. And then what was Furious 7? Furious 7 was 2014 or 12.
7 was 2015.
2015. Oh, okay. But they made it take place in 2015. They made Tokyo Drift take place in 2015 because that's when they reveal that Jason Statham killed Han and Han died in Tokyo Drift. But they did it from that different angle to make Jason Statham the killer. So even though everyone has flip phones in Tokyo Drift, it's actually 2015.
That is hilarious.
Toxic Gamer 331. Probably War Machine will end up being a scroll, I think. He's another one that if you did it, it'd be shocking, but not detrimental to like how you viewed him in the past.
Yeah.
You just can't do one of the big ones. Like you can't reveal that Steve Rogers was a scroll. Like I just don't think you can change those characters that drastically.
You could do one of the one of the new big ones, like the new big leading characters, like the brand new Avengers. You could do, but not the old ones.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like
Thor can't be a scroll. How do you explain that at all?
yeah, no, you can't do Thor. You can't. You can't do any of those guys.
Maybe Clint. There's a space there where he could have easily got swapped out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a very delicate choosing process. You got to be real careful. Spoiler King says, "Yeah, that would be pretty awesome." The War Machine being a scroll, I think is what he's referring to. Toxic Gamer 331. Yeah, I think that Maria Hill will be the most obvious person to be a scroll. That's the one that I would put my money on.
Yeah.
Rob Christensen says such low stakes in Quantumania. Yeah, they were. That was probably the most disappointing part. Nathan's Random Movie says, do you believe the some characters actually died in Fast 10? I don't believe the franchise keeps bringing characters back from the dead. Not a chance. Not a chance. No, I'm not going to give any spoilers away of who, but nobody who may have passed away in Fast 10 is
I think one character actually might have.
I'd be curious to hear who that is, but I don't think any of them did. Toxic Gamer 331. Thor: Love and Thunder is my least favorite MCU movie. Damn. My least favorite MCU movie is probably still Eternals, I think. But like, I don't hate any MCU movie. They all range from like decent, okay, to great for me.
Yeah.
The only MCU thing I actually like dislike is She-Hulk. Like, I never want to watch that again.
Wow.
There's some parts I'd watch again, but not the whole thing. Toxic Gamer like the Daredevil stuff was great. Toxic Gamer 331. What's your guys' favorite MCU Disney Plus show? For me, it's Moon Knight. I thought it was a really good show. I still go to WandaVision.
Yep.
Yeah, you do?
I don't think they've even come close to Wanda. That's crazy that they started off with that. I don't think any of the shows have come even close to touching the quality of that show.
Yeah, it was kind of such a high bar that they set for themselves that everything that's kind of come after it hasn't quite hit that yet.
Yeah, almost Loki, but yeah.
Yeah, I would put Loki in like number 2 or 3. I loved Miss Marvel. I think I'm in the minority with that. Yeah, you loved it too?
Oh, I love Miss Marvel.
Yeah, that's probably my second favorite one. I'm so excited to see her in the Marvels.
Oh, she was so good in the trailer. Holy crap.
Yeah, she stole it. Rob Christensen says disappointing is the word I would use too. Nathan Jenner reviews. My favorite is Werewolf by Night. If not a show, then Hawkeye. Yeah, I don't know if I would count Werewolf by Night. That's just a special.
Yeah, but it was good.
It was really good. Optimistic Forever says turning in for the evening, turning in for the evening, fellas. Stay cool. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, Frank. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate you contributing to the chat, and the show was made better because you were a part of it
all the time.
Rob Christian says, why do you think he was under? Oh, he's asking a question to Toxic Gamers. Nathan Random Movies. I just don't buy that Kane got defeated and killed so easily by Paul Rudd of all people. Is he dead? I have to go back and rewatch that scene. I thought he just shrunk further.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps saying that he's dead or he got killed off, but did he?
I don't think that version of Kang is gone.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to watch that scene again because I was confused. I didn't take it that he died.
Yeah.
Toxic Gamer 331 says, yeah, Werewolf by Night was surprisingly good special. Toxic Gamer says 8 below and Fast and Furious. So Fate of the Furious and the first Fast and Furious, I think, is at your bottom. Toxic Gamer says, yeah, I thought so too. I put it this way. I think more people are going to see Barbie and it'll make more money, but Oppenheimer will be the better movie. I definitely think Barbie will make more money than Oppenheimer.
I don't know if Oppenheimer will be the better movie. From what I'm hearing, what the switch they're going to flip in Barbie when she gets to the real world, I think people are going to be surprised.
Yeah, you think that's what they're doing? You think that's where they're going?
They're because it's Noah Baumbach and his wife, and they write stellar films that have messages. And I'm hearing that when she gets to the real world, she's gonna realize there's problems there that she doesn't face in Barbie world, and maybe she doesn't really want to be there. And I could see the social
Mm.
commentary being put in there while still having fun.
Interesting. Okay. I still don't know what to think of Barbie. I still don't know what it is, but I will say the
Yeah,
marketing has been stronger than Oppenheimer, and I do think it'll make a
yeah,
lot of. Nathan's random movies. Barbie seems strange to me. Yep, me too. The trailer literally marked Space Odyssey. Yep. 2001: A Space Odyssey. And the directors made some prestige Best Picture nominees. I don't know what to think. Yeah, echoing my thoughts exactly, dude. I don't know where they're going with this movie. But I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it.
yeah.
I'm open minded. Pro Alex reaction says I definitely agree that the MCU needs to space out the movies and shows more, like phases 2 and 3, where we only had 2 to 3 movies every year. They need to focus on quality over quantity. Yeah, and I hope they get back to that. All right, we're gonna jump in. We're gonna take another break, guys, and we're gonna go to topic number 3. Because man, 2 hours in, so we gotta get going. We gotta get into this.
Yeah, man.
All right, so topic number 3: video game movies. Mario has really changed the conversation on video game movies lately. It made over $1 billion. I think it's now the 5th highest grossing animated film of all time. People
Mhm.
are more excited for video game movies than I think they've ever been in the past. So it kind of brings up the question, where do you think the state of video game movies is right now in the movie sphere and the movie fandom? And where do you think it's going in the future? Zach, I'll ask you first before I give my thoughts.
Okay, so I, you're not a big video gamer, but I am.
Mhm.
And past video game movies, the problem that they had is that they tried to take the lore and then add like a real world story to it, and it ruins it for the fans because they're like, this is not what I came to see Street Fighter for. Like, I don't care about this war that's happening in the US. I want to see them fight. Um, so that I think that was the problem. And they used to do that with comic book movies. Like, they used to try to mix it in with like some real world thing, and it's just like, we don't care about that. We just want to see the comic book come to life. And then also they weren't taken seriously, so the budget wasn't there. What I think has happened now, there's still in a lot of great video game shows, and I think that they see that the interest is there, and now they're taking the game seriously for the movies. And Sonic started that trend. Sonic and Detective Pikachu has started
Oh,
that
Detective
trend. Yeah, they're a little bit more of quality. Detective Pikachu is more of an original story, but people like that movie, and they're gonna do a second one. Sonic and Sonic 2 are really good movies. I do think that they should have took the Mario approach with Sonic overall. Now that we're seeing both of them, but I still really like the Sonic films. So right now, I think where they're at is where the comic book movies were at when we were had like Spider Man and the
Mm,
X-Men movies right before the MCU came in and just exploded. But what I think that the video game movies have over what comic book movies have is that it's so much variety. We have a Friday Night, Five Nights at Freddy. We're gonna have a Ghost of Tsushima movie by the John Wick people. That's gonna be very different from Mario 2. So it's
that's
never
very
gonna be
true.
like, oh my god, it's the same universe, same universe, same universe. The characters all feel alike. Oh my god, it's not that what the MCU gets with like that criticism. It's not probably not gonna happen with video game movies because it's gonna be so many different kind of stories.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I do agree with a lot of your thoughts. If we're comparing video game movies to comic book movies, I think you hit it right on the head. I do think video games right now, because I feel like if you want to follow the kind of events of superhero movies, um, if you want to go back to the '90s of superhero movies, you know, Super Mario Brothers the movie, kind of
Oh
the Batman and Robin of video game
yeah,
movies, kind of killed them for a bit. They went around too much anymore. Tomb Raider, you can kind of put with the like Ang Lee Hulk kind of stuff, where it was like they were trying to do something different. They were trying to bring a faithful adaptation. It just didn't really work. And now you get to what we've had like in Uncharted, Super Mario
mhm,
Brothers, Mortal Kombat, which I think
Hmm.
like of all those movies, Super Mario Brothers is the most beloved. But I don't think necessarily people would say that all three of those movies were great movies or maybe even
Yeah.
good movies, right? So in some ways, I don't think that they're fully, because when you look at the comic book movies that we were comparing them to, like if they are in the phase of like an X-Men, a Blade, a Spider-Man, Sam Raimi, the first movie, those were pretty good movies,
Yeah.
and they definitely showed you the quality that could come out of comic book movies, and definitely showed the studios that. I don't know if we're at a spot yet where the video games have shown the quality that can come out of them yet. But I
Yeah.
think with Mario, it's shown that there's an audience for these popular video game movies to become movies. The biggest question I have for video games, like you mentioned with the TV shows with The Last of Us, a video game, especially nowadays, we're talking like, what is it like? Being generous, like 15 hours of content. Um, right? I
That's
said
if you're
generous.
lucky.
I said
That's if,
right. I
Last
said
of Us is Last of Us 1 is 20.
20 hours of
Maybe. And
content.
that's if you don't
Okay.
like look around.
Right. If you don't look around. So if you take those and put it into an HBO Max show like they did with The Last of Us, you definitely have more time to explore elements of the game that people want. Whereas with a movie, you only have like a 2 hour max. There's definitely a lot in games that can be left behind and lost. And another thing with video games that's a little bit different than comic book movies and comic books, if we're comparing the two, comic book movies come from comic books where people, they read the stories and they follow the characters, and not that you don't do that with video games, you don't, not that you don't follow characters, but you're used to being the character, you're used to
Yeah.
having the control, you're used to being the one in the driver's seat. You're not you Yes, there's cutscenes that you have to
Yeah.
watch, but for you have more freedom within the world than you do when you're restricted to a director's vision. Do you think that at all hurts video game movies and kind of goes with the state that they're in?
Yeah, I think you mentioned Uncharted, which I forgot. I think that hurt Uncharted because as soon as Tom Holland was casted as Nathan Drake, it's like that's not my Nathan Drake. Like that's not my Sully with Mark Wahlberg, and it's because they get so attached to these characters that they create a headcanon in their head how this character should be, and then when it's not like that on the screen, they're like, what are you talking about?" And it's like, "No, relax. This is a different version of the character." And it's like that's what we had to train ourselves with the comic book movies to do that with the MCU
Mm-hmm.
because they changed so much. So I think video game movies are going to have that pushback for a little while on that because some people have problems with some of the changes, and even in the Mario movie, that's not how Donkey Kong is supposed to be and stuff like that. So there will be those problems. For example, like Ghost of Tsushima, I think that is a game that can be a movie because I think there's a bunch of stuff that they can cut and it won't be too lost. And you can streamline that story into a 2 hour 20-minute film, especially since it's probably gonna be action heavy because it's John Wick guys doing it. But stuff like God of War, which you have up there, that's probably something that needs to be a series, which is gonna be. It's an Amazon Prime series, I think.
All right.
Or like
So,
my favorite video game all time is gonna be they're getting two different shows instead of a movie because it's just not enough time.
okay, interesting. So, I'll ask you this because you're the gamer. I'm not really much of a gamer. Um, Comic book movies, they had successful solo movies and solo stories in the past for sure, but the big boom really came with the MCU, with cinematic universes, with getting these characters tied into one world. That definitely is captivated the audience's attention the most and changed the whole industry and how they do things. Now, this is a kind of a tough question because you can't foresee the future, but where do you see the future of video game movies or just video game content being turned into other forms of media going? What direction do you see that going? It sounds like mostly television you think is the way to go with video
So
games?
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of television because, like I said, God of War is gonna be television, Horizon is gonna be television, and I think other lengthy games are gonna be television shows because there's so much content, like you said, at least 15 hours. In terms of what you said with that boom, out of the three major companies, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, Nintendo has the biggest chance of doing becoming having an MCU because they already have it within the video game space with Super Smash Brothers. Everyone, as soon as Mario came out and everybody started to love it, we want a Super Smash Brothers universe. That's what everybody's been talking about right now. So they want Mario, Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Star Fox, Fire Emblem. Everybody get their individual animated films, and they all come together in a Smash Brothers movie to face off against their Thanos-like villain. The president is already there, and there's 4 Smash Brothers movies. For Smash Brothers games that can turn into movies.
So when I play Smash Brothers, I just hit whatever buttons in front of me, and then I get thrown off a ledge, and I lose every time. So is there a story to Smash Brothers?
In Smash Brothers, the first 2 Smash Brothers, no, but the third one, 1, 2, Melee, yeah, the third one on the Wii or something, they have like a whole story for it with cutscenes and stuff like that. No voice acting, but cutscenes and stuff like with an actual story. And if you get a good writer in there that can add some layers to it, it could be a great film.
Interesting. So you think they'll go the route of the cinematic universe like the comic book movies did with the MCU?
The only reason why I think now is because Chris Pratt said in an interview, like someone asked him, like, "Hey, do you think that they're going to adapt other stuff?" And he said that Nintendo has the idea of like, if Mario does well, we are doing Smash Brothers. That's what Chris Pratt said in an interview. That's what he's Mario. So like they're telling him that like you better be prepared not only to do Mario 2, but also eventually do a movie with other people. And it's just like he's like, damn, now I'm going to be in another cinematic universe.
Wow.
So that's their goal. And I think with this making $1 billion, people are like drooling to get a Legend of Zelda movie. That has the potential to be even bigger than Mario.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. The question goes to you guys, though. What do you think the current state of video games movies are? Do you think they're comparable to comic book movies? And if so, where do you think they're going in the future? Do you think they'll go the cinematic universe route? Do you think they'll mostly live on TV? Comment down below. Let us know all your thoughts and opinions on this, guys. And without further ado, let's take a look at what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
So we are 2 hours and 11 minutes into it. We've got some more comments and questions to go. Should we just bang out topic 4 and then just focus on the comments and questions until the cows come home? Okay, let's do that then. All right. Topic number 4 then is this. Oof. All right. So when streaming started, we thought this is incredible. We're going to have one spot of stuff where we can watch all of our favorite content whenever we want to watch it, anytime we want to.
Forever.
Yeah, exactly. Forever. It's never going away. It's always going to be here. I don't know if any of us anticipated the thought of how the business side of that works, because apparently when you are not making money off your streaming service, you're not getting subscriptions from certain shows, the company decides to axe those shows. We've seen that with HBO Max. They took off a whole bunch of mostly animated shows because they just were not getting the traction. I believe they ended up selling them off to some other streaming services here and there. Sorry?
The Roku channel.
Okay, the Roku channel. Well, it looks like Disney Plus is doing the same thing because we have this coming from The Verge that they are taking a lot of exclusive content that's on Disney Plus and they are chucking it out the window. Here's what they had to say.
And Hulu too.
And Hulu. Oh yeah, and Hulu for you guys in the States, yo weirdos. It's all merging, right? It's already merged.
I keep forgetting that you have like stars or something like that.
Yeah, Disney Plus Star. Yeah, no, it'll merge for you guys too. Anyways, here's what The Verge had to say. Here we go. According to a report by Deadline, Disney is about to remove dozens of series and a few of their films from both streaming services, including Willow, which literally just came out, Turner and Hooch, as part of the entertainment giant's broader cost-cutting measures. During Disney's Q2 earnings calls earlier this month, Disney CEO Bob Iger and Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy announced plans to remove some content from its streaming service after revealing Disney Plus had lost 4 million subscribers in the first 3 months of 2023. So basically, these are a bunch of shows and movies that was made for the platform, put on the platform. No one's subscribing to watch them. Whenever you subscribe to a streaming service, what they look for is what's the first thing that subscriber clicked on to watch, because that's obviously what they're there for, to watch. So here's a couple, just a little bit of what they are removing from Disney Plus and Hulu. Big Shot, that John Stamos show. Turner and Hooch. I don't ever know why they remade that with Josh Peck. It was not a good decision. The Mysterious Benedict Society, the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, that reboot that came that people were pretty excited about. A lot of people
like that show.
It's gone. Willow, which I don't even think has been out for like 6 months. I think it just mostly came out a couple months ago. It's gone, along with the making of Willow, the behind the scenes. It's gone. Diary of a Future President, gone. Just Beyond, gone. The World According to Jeff Goldblum for National Geographic.
That's the most shocking.
It's gone. Artemis Fowl, gone. The Princess, gone. Encore, gone. Black Beauty, gone. Clouds, gone. America the Beautiful, gone. Better Nate Than Never, gone. Weird But True, gone. Timmy Failure, gone. Be Our Chef, gone. And on and on and on and on. 50 plus titles they're removing from the streaming service. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm in distraught, because these are stuff that I loved. I haven't watched any of these. I haven't watched any of these, and I have no plans to watch any of these. But I think what the big concern is when it comes to something like this is, so first of all, to understand, when something is on a streaming service, unlike when it was on TV, for example, and it played on a network every couple hours and they got advertisement on it, they would pay residuals to the producers, to the actors, to everybody that worked on the project. When it comes to projects on streaming services, they just sit there and they're forever accessible to a streaming person, whoever's on streaming. So the studio, whoever owns the streaming service, they have to pay the producers, the actors, whatever they negotiated, just for being on the platform. So that's why they're talking about cost cutting. That's where all that stuff comes in, for why they want to get rid of these shows. The big thing that I'm thinking about right now, though, is like, these are, I may not have watched them, you may not have watched them, but people put their blood and sweat and soul into these projects. A lot of people worked really hard on these shows, on these movies. Stargirl, I know, is one that wasn't on the list, but was a pretty popular release when it came out on Disney Plus amongst the youth. That's being taken away too, and I think that there's a dangerous precedent being set here of people's hard work and projects going away and never being able to be viewed again. What do you think about this, Zach? What do you think about Disney Plus and Hulu and other streaming services removing content whenever they please because it's not making them a buck, and the repercussions of that it could be on the industry and on people who work on these films and TV shows?
Yeah, so I think you hit it on the nail on the head with the fact that all these people who worked hard on it. So let's go back to you talking about being on television. If you get a syndicated show, you're made for life. Like, you don't even have to write another show, because you're going to be making residuals for the rest of your life on that show.
The Friends cast gets paid $20 million a year, and have been since the show ended in 2004.
Yeah, and it's like, if you make 5 seasons, like the guy who did Flash, he doesn't have to work anymore because he did 9 seasons, and that will forever be making money. But with streaming, you get paid up front, and that's it. Writers, directors, only the studio that worked on it gets the licensing fee. So right there is like, oh, look, hey, my show is on this one, I worked on that, it's still there, but now it's just wiped away. So you literally can, like, something that was on your resume, you have no proof
it's gone
that it existed.
Check Soap today.
Yeah,
it's like, there.
It's gonna hurt
me.
A lot of them. It's gonna hurt a lot of those people who worked on it. It just sucks as somebody that worked really hard and then your work is just gone. But the fact that somebody can't buy physical media, and that's why physical media is still so important, is that a lot of this stuff that's on streaming doesn't get physical releases.
Yep, that's a big thing for me too.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Like the Jeff Goldblum thing, that I was shocked when you said that, because it was a big thing when it first came out. Oh my God, Jeff Goldblum's on Disney Plus, and I know a lot of people talked about the show when it first came out. But I guess people were like, okay, I'm done with this, let's move on, and stop watching it. And now, like, Jeff Goldblum, who's huge, just got his show taken off.
Well, so the Jeff Goldblum one also points to a bigger issue of mine, and this is all hypothetical, of course. This could not happen, who knows? But the World According to Jeff Goldblum is one of the shows that they launched with. It's one of the shows that when Disney Plus first came out was on there to watch, right? And since then, there's been so much more stuff added, and it's kind of an older show now. So yeah, people may not be watching it as much. But the fact that that can be just taken away now, what happens, let's say 5 years from now, we're all past WandaVision. You know, we're not really watching WandaVision anymore. Are they just going to strip away WandaVision and
That's
not
true.
give us a
No
physical
physical
release? And
Yeah.
I think physical releases are still so important. And I know that people, I mean, obviously in our world of fandom and in consumerism and stuff, I think they're important, not overall. But like,
Yeah.
there's something about being able to own the product that you love. I mean, I also think about kids who, you know, a movie like Stargirl might be something that becomes nostalgic for them. That's something that they might be growing up with right
Yeah.
now. And just because not enough of them are watching it, it's gone. The Mighty Ducks reboot, there's a lot of people that you mentioned before that were really excited about that. And they would love to own it. like if you put out
Yeah.
the physical copy, people would buy it. There are people
Yeah.
out there who would buy your physical copy. And yeah, this honestly, I've always been concerned about streaming because that's why I buy physical media. That's why I love buying physical media, is because yeah, the streaming service, Netflix, they can take away the movie next month if they want to, but it's always going to be on my shelf.
Yep.
And this just kind of reinforces my campaigning for physical media. I
Physical
think
media.
it's needed.
And one thing about Netflix, you talk about like the Jeff Goldblum thing launched with it, so you would think, oh, we'll keep this around because this is one of our premier things that we draw people in. Netflix is not gonna has not removed Orange is the New Black or
Mhm.
like what's that it was like this really werewolf vampire show they had that I liked back in the day. No one's watching that no more, but it's still on Netflix after 10 years because it's an original content. They don't release, they don't remove original Netflix stuff. They'll remove something that they acquired from Sony
Mhm.
or they acquired from someone else, but you know those Netflix originals will always be there. So it's kind of concerning that Netflix, who's been around way longer, hasn't done it yet. But Disney Plus, who's what has it even been around for 5 years? I don't even know.
I don't think it's been
Um,
5 years. No, I think they
yeah, it's
launched in like
already doing it.
2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, it's and going back to the Netflix thing too. Um with Netflix, they will put stuff out on physical media occasionally. I mean, they
yeah.
have the Cobra Kai series on DVD. I'm still waiting for the Blu-ray, but they have it on DVD. They've put out Stranger Things on Blu-ray. I've got season 1 and 2 sitting on my shelf right now. But I don't understand Disney Plus's strong stance against putting anything that they exclusively put on Disney Plus on physical media.
I don't get it either.
Yeah. It just I don't
I don't know what it is because I just think it's just more money you're just losing out on.
Yeah, I don't know either. But question is for you guys. 50 plus titles. These were just a small sample size of what is leaving Disney Plus. And as of right now, there's no word of them going anywhere else. They're just vanishing, getting sucked up into that Disney vault and slamming the door shut. What do you guys think of this? Are there things on these lists that you like to watch and you're disappointed that they're going away? Or are you like me where it's like, yeah, I wasn't going to watch these, but it still kind of sucks that these actors and producers and writers and directors, their work is just gone for the foreseeable future. Comment down below. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions about that, guys. And without further ado, let's take a look at what you guys are saying. We did it. The final topic is done. So we can just pound out these comments and questions.
And we were
And
talking
then
about, let's do 5 topics.
you can finally go. Yeah, I know, right? I was like, yeah, we can do 5. Why not? I almost threw in a 5th one, actually. I was debating
Yeah.
whether or not to do it because Vin Diesel recently said that he wants to do a full-on female Fast and Furious spinoff.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's something to talk about.
And
But
Michelle
yeah,
Rodriguez says she's not doing it, which I
yeah.
thought blew my mind.
I'm glad we kept it at F4. All right, let's get on with this. Sully Streams. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining. I'm sure you're gone by now, but thanks for joining us, man. How's it going, Zach? Loving the show tonight.
Sully.
Thanks, man. That's what happens when you double dose the Zacks, man. You get a great show. This has been a lot of fun. I've had a blast tonight.
Yes.
Lance Jackson says, "Hey, what's up, guys? Just got home watching Pirates of the Caribbean and later Fat Albert, and then Bend It Like Beckham. You are always watching Fat Albert, man. I love it.
What?
Every time, I swear, every other time that Lance comes into the chat, he's like, I'm watching Fat Albert and eating ice cream or something. Like, it's fantastic.
That's interesting.
I love it so much. Rob Christensen says, well, don't I look like a schmuck? That said, I stand by my writers change all the time comment. Anywho, I'm done for the night. Try the chicken. I'm here all week. All right, man. Well, I'm sure you're long gone by now. But thank you for joining us tonight, man. Have a good night. And the show was made better because you were a part of it.
Yep.
Spoiler Kings. Fast and Furious is so crazy. Even if you die in real life, you still live in that universe. Oh, man. You went
That
there.
was Byron. I know it. I know it.
He went there. I was not expecting him to go there. Yeah, I will say, especially in Fast 10, it's interesting that they decided to keep Brian alive in the universe. I understand why they might want to, but I feel like they try to have their cake and eat it too. Because why did he name his kid Brian if Brian's still alive? And they treat it like it's a memorial, like passed down name. And then, like, without giving any spoilers, there's a scene in Fast 10 where they're showing pictures of Brian on this like wall, and they have like the subtle note of "I'll see you again" playing behind it, and they're acting like he's dead. But then in the next scene, they're talking about how he's just fine. And I don't know. I just find it. I find like they have their foot in either side of the door with Brian.
Yeah. They should have made him go into a coma, and this would have solved everything.
Oh well, it would line up with their soap opera tropes that they throw in there. So sure, why not? Rob Christensen said Loki forever. All right, man. I'm glad you like it. Toxic Gamer 331 agreed. I think one character is for sure dead. I'm not saying who, but if the person survived, they might as well have superpowers or something. What else is new? Come on, you've been here for all 10 movies. I know who you guys are.
Up a car with one hand.
I know exactly who you guys are talking about, and I'm just saying I don't buy it. Spoiler Kings. Number 1, WandaVision. Number 2, Loki. Number 3, Miss Marvel. I think I would do the same, except for number 2 would be Miss Marvel and 3 would be Loki.
Good list. Good list.
Rob Christensen, talk about comparing apples to Oppenheimer, Barbie to Oppenheimer. Yeah. Nathan's random movies. The best video game project is easily The Last of Us. I still have to finish it. I've been waiting for the Blu-ray to come out, and is it out yet? Because I've been looking at my local Walmart like every week, and I have not. Usually HBO releases the Blu-rays pretty quickly after the show finishes up.
I hope maybe they're not, because people are watching the show still on HBO.
Maybe. I just refuse to pay $25 a month just to watch it. I'd rather just drop $50 all at once and own it.
It's $25 a month for HBO over there
in Canada. Yeah, because it's a part of Crave. So it's like Crave is like its own thing. But if you want to get the extension with HBO Max attached to it, then you have to buy the combined bundle.
Wow.
And it's
July 19th.
July 19th is when it's coming out. All right. I'm going to keep my eyes open for that because I want to finish it. I think I've watched 2 episodes of it, and I really want to.
Nathan, real quick, are you talking about live action video game stuff or just period? Because if it's period, I disagree. If it's live action, maybe.
All right. Rob Christensen, good chatting with you too, and see you folks around the YouTube campus. Yeah, man. Once again, have a great night. Jason Entertainment, one video game that looks promising is Five Nights at Freddy. Yeah, you were telling me a little bit about that earlier in the show. You guys are excited about that.
Yeah, trailer looks fun.
Norin Rad 89, video game and fantasy movies I think are the next big boom after horror, of course. Right now, horror is making all the dough. Yeah, horror is doing really well. They're putting a lot more quality into the horror stuff. I remember there was that period of time where it was just like PG-13 crap with like terrible lighting, like harsh lighting, and it was just
Truth or Dare and
Unfriended.
Love Island. Weird shit like that. It was like Kool-Aid versions of good movies.
Yeah, you horror fans, you're in a good spot. Toxic Gamer 331. I've played the Last of Us game on my channel, but I've heard the show is really amazing. I just got to get around to watching it. Yeah, I mean, as someone who only watched the first episode, I highly recommend it. Jason Entertainment, thank you, Zach Attack, for that Sonic shout out. Toxic Gamer says, I'm a head out now. A great stream from you two great guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, Toxic Gamer. You're always in here. I think you were in here for the whole time, honestly. So I really appreciate that, man. And have a good night. The show was made better because you were a part of it.
Definitely.
Jason Entertainment says, I agree. They could have used more the approach of Mario, but it's different since Sonic is live action, whereas Mario is animated, and in animation you have more freedom with creativity. Yeah. Do you think I think they played it safe with the Sonic hybrid with live action and animation. And like with James Marsden and stuff. Like I don't know. To me it felt like a safe play. With the release of Mario and just making it a full-on animated feature film with the character, do you think we're gonna get more video game movies like that down the line?
Where it's appropriate. I
Yeah.
think where it's appropriate. Like this, like Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon, God of War, definitely gonna be live action because those are cinematic movie-like games already. So it wouldn't make any sense to do animated. But stuff like Nintendo and Sonic and Sega makes sense to go full animated.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what Sonic would have done if Mario came out first.
Oh, it would be so different.
Like, I wonder if they would have gone fully animated as well.
They could have went full anime because Sonic is inspired by anime. A lot of Dragon Ball Z elements in it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Lance Jackson, I thought We're the Millers was weird and funny. I love We're the Millers.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen We're the Millers?
No.
I mean, I'm not going to blame you too much for that because I honestly watched it for the first time like last year.
Oh, okay. But I hear only good things.
It's funny. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Michael 101591. Hey Zach, how are you? Well, I'm doing well. How are you doing, Michael 101591? Thanks for being here. Saw The Wizard last night in the theater. It's a fun movie with Fred Savage based around the Nintendo Entertainment System. If you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. That is an old 90s movie, right?
I've never heard of it before.
I feel like that's The Wizard with Fred Savage. That sounds so familiar to me. I don't think I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure it's from the 90s.
The Wizard. Wizard of Oz.
Lance Jackson, Wreck-It Ralph and the Super Mario Brothers movie and Jumanji. Oh, those are your favorite video game movies, I'm guessing? I don't know.
Yeah. You're right. Old movie.
Yeah?
1989.
89. I was born. Not quite the 90s yet. Would you... Okay, I want to ask you this, because this is kind of a hot debate. Would you count Wreck-It Ralph and Jumanji as video game movies?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Because they're
not based off video games.
Yeah. Even though Wreck-It Ralph has... I think Sonic makes an appearance in Wreck-It Ralph really briefly, and there's video game characters from arcades that appear, but yeah, it's not based off of an actual video game.
Yeah.
Lance also says, I understand, Zach. That's what I did in Smash Bros. I was playing with Pac-Man. I just kept pressing the buttons on the controller. Yep, that's all I do. That's all I do. Lance Jackson, and I forgot to say Fat Albert is a funny movie. Pirates of the Caribbean 1 through 4. Okay, don't really care for the fifth one. And Bend It Like Beckham is my favorite soccer movie. Pirates of the Caribbean 4 is the first movie I ever saw in theaters alone. That was a big day for me.
Yeah?
Yep. No one wanted to see it with me. And I remember, this is kind of a funny story to tell online, but I'm going to tell it anyways. I remember I went by myself and I was sitting in the theater and then the mermaid scene happened. And like, it's pretty tame looking back on it. But when did that movie come out? 2010-ish, something like that. I was probably only like 10 or 11 years old at the time. And I remember sitting in the theater being like, oh, they don't have any shirts on.
Yeah, 2011.
2011, yeah. Okay, so I was 12. And I remember sitting there being like, oh my gosh, they're topless right now. Because a scene like that, usually with my dad, would cover my eyes. Like, instantly the face would be, or the palm of the hand would be on my face. And I remember sitting there in the movie theater being like, oh, I'm watching them and they don't have any shirts on.
That story explains so much about you now. Like, you just colored in everything that was mysterious. I get who he is now. My first movie I saw in the theater by myself was Endgame.
Real? Wait, what? By yourself?
Yes,
that was the first
by
one?
Myself. Yes, my friends went when I couldn't go because I had to work at the time. So, and I was like, I have to go see this movie before I see spoilers because it was already leaking. So I went the day after, and no, I couldn't. All my friends already went, so I had to go by myself.
Wow. I
Yeah,
mean, that's not as young as I was when I saw the movie
yeah,
for the
no,
first time. That's crazy, man. I honestly, I like going to the theater by myself. Some people think that's weird, and I get a lot of weird looks when I say that I'll just go to a movie by myself. I told my wife, I was like, "Are you interested in seeing Little Mermaid?" She was like, "No, I don't want to go see that." I was like, "All right, I'll just go." She's like, "You find someone to go, or I will go with you." Because you are not going to Little Mermaid by yourself. You have to remember that you're almost 25 years old. So I was like,
ugh, she
all
making me
right,
feel bad
fine.
because I'm gonna be in the theater by myself, looking creepy. Nobody wants to go with me, so I'm just like, okay,
Just say you're there for Halle Bailey and anyone will be okay. No, I'm sure she was mostly just joking, but I thought it was kind of
yeah,
funny.
of
I
course.
found someone to go with me, so it worked out. Lance Jackson, Wreck-It Ralph from Mario Brothers movie, the new one, are my favorite video game movies. Yeah, again, I wouldn't say Wreck-It Ralph is a video game movie. It's a movie that is like a video game,
Yeah,
or video game inspired maybe, but
yeah.
it's not based on a video game. Nathan's random movies. Me personally, Disney Plus content has not been all that good. They're all pretty mid. I wouldn't disagree with you, to be honest. Like I don't watch Disney Plus very often, except for the Marvel shows and the Star Wars shows and some of the movies, like
It's
Marvel movies and stuff.
it's a
Um,
babysitter service
kind of, yeah. It's for those
if you have
young,
kids.
and my wife and I'll be honest, we're going through Hannah Montana right now. We're nostalgically rewatching that. We're on season
That's a good
3.
watch.
So yeah, so there's fun to be had on Disney Plus. But yeah, I think for me the biggest thing is just the fact that people worked hard on these things and now they're just gone. And I would be very disappointed. So I feel for people. Lance Jackson. I also love the Mighty Ducks movies. Keenan Thompson's first movie as a kid was Mighty Ducks 2. I did not know that.
I
I've
didn't
never
know that
seen the
either.
Mighty
Wow,
Ducks. I've
I love
never
those
seen those
movies.
movies. Do you love
No,
those
yeah,
movies?
yeah, I love those movies. Mighty Ducks, the animated and live action, were my shit when I was growing up.
Nice, man. Yeah, I haven't seen any of them. Nathan Random movies. What movies do you have the most nostalgia for? My ultimate one is Free Willy.
Ooh, wow! You just unlock a part of the back of my brain just now. I forgot about that.
That's the
Um,
first movie I can remember watching. I had the VHS of. It's
yeah,
that and Star Wars. Those are the first movies I remember watching.
I saw Star Wars way later, so I don't have like a lot of nostalgia for it. The '90s Ninja Turtles movie, I have so much nostalgia.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just love it so much. One of my
And it
favorite
still
movies of
holds
all
up.
time.
I watched it like last year, and it's still the best Turtles movie.
Holds up so well.
Yeah, and even like all the CGI, all the stuff you can do nowadays, does not compare to those suits
Those
and the
practical
animatronic
effects,
heads.
yeah, man.
Man, they look good. Not so much in 3, but um, Spoiler Kings. Lance Jackson. Every kid tried to knuckle puck after watching Mighty Kids 2. That's a classic.
Yeah.
The View with Drew. Do you guys think Dial of Destiny will be better or worse than Crystal Skull? I mean, based on the reviews at the moment, worse, but I'm hoping
Or maybe
better.
equal.
Maybe equal. Maybe equal. I don't know. The Crystal Skull, honestly, for the first hour and a half, I don't remember how long the movie is. It's a fun Indiana Jones adventure film to me. I think it has fun action. The motorcycle chase scene with him and Shia LaBeouf, I think, is done very well. It's just when you get to the end and everything becomes kind of CGI glossiness, it definitely falls apart.
Mhm.
But I don't think it's a bad movie. Watch me rewatch it before the 5th one and be like, yikes. this wasn't as good as when I was 9.
Yeah.
I've seen it since before. Yeah, it came out in 2008.
Okay.
That was the first one I ever watched. My friend had a birthday party and their parents pirated it off of some torrent site and they set up this like screen and we watched it on some crappy webcam.
That's amazing.
Hey, I still fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Nathan's random movies. I was talking about the TV show The Last of Us on HBO. Okay.
Yeah.
That was your question. Nathan's Random Movies. Hey Zach, have you seen Air yet? It is an amazing film about shoes that has a lot more entertainment value than I thought. It's an amazing film about shoes. I love that. That's how you described it. I rewatched
That's
it
so
recently,
hilarious.
and it was still just as entertaining. Honestly, I have no excuse for saying no because it's been added to Amazon Prime here in Canada. I can watch it now anytime I want. I literally just haven't put time aside to watch it yet, but I want to. I heard nothing but great things about it, so I do plan on seeing that. I just don't know when. Before the end of
Great
the
movie.
year.
Great movie.
Jason Entertainment. What is your favorite video game adaptation, either animated or live action movie or series? For me, I love Sonic, Castlevania, and Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh man.
And
Oh my
favorite
God. It's this
one?
Netflix show. Hold on.
I mean,
League of
I'll
Legends.
say Mario Brothers for now because
Okay.
I'm not really thinking. I mean, I liked the Tomb Raider that came out in like 2019.
Yeah.
Alicia and
Vikander.
Vikander. I thought that was kind of underrated. I liked that movie.
Yeah, it's similar to the game that came out, and I like that game a lot. So yeah, it was underrated. It was just still like, oh, where's the big boobs? That's I don't know why I sounded like Sylvester Stallone just now. Adrian, where's the big boobs? My favorite video game adaptation is Arcane on Netflix.
Arcade on Netflix. All right.
You should check that out. Holy crap. It's so good.
Yeah. All right, I'll have to give that a watch. Lance Jackson, the only games I play is the retro stuff on the Nintendo GameCube. Oh, the GameCube. That brings me back.
The GameCube's retro now. Oh my God.
I loved the game. I should have held on to my GameCube, man.
Oh, you don't have it no more?
No, I was an idiot who sold it at a garage sale or something, probably.
Oh no.
Man, I loved playing Tony Hawk's Underground 2 on the GameCube and Super Mario Sunshine. I think that came with the GameCube when we bought it, actually.
Yeah, it did. What color did you have? I had the purple one.
Silver. Yeah, my sister had the purple one though a couple of years later. I wonder if she still has
lunchbox.
Nice little lunchbox. Yeah, it was easy to carry around. Bring it to a friend's sleepover. It was a well designed gaming system.
Yep.
Chillmonger, give Uncharted some credit for being a video game movie. I watched 10 minutes of Uncharted and turned it off. It did not.
I still haven't watched it. I had no. You know what it is? I've never played the Uncharted games, so I was just like, I'm not gonna go do.
I've never played the games either. I was just there for Tom Holland, and then I was watching it, and I was like, this isn't feeling great. I don't know if I want to spend.
He's not great outside of Spider-Man, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's an interesting take. That's an interesting take. Oh yeah, Michael 101 said it's from 1989, The Wizard. So he told us. He let us know. Spoiler King says The Wizard's a classic. Jason Entertainment says, as for Little Mermaid, Zach, I enjoyed it. Okay, perfect. Not perfect, but I felt that nostalgia and smiled many times during the movie. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Jason. That's great to hear. Thank you for letting us know. Chillmonger said Uncharted grossed $401 from a $120 budget. Wow, that was not a very expensive movie.
No.
No,
I thought it would be more than that.
I'm sure he means a million. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else much to say. Good for it. It sounds like it broke even. Not really interested in a sequel, but then again, I never really finished the first one. So who am I to speak?
Yeah,
I got to give it another chance. I think I was just too tired and didn't want to commit to it.
Yeah.
Nathan's Random Movies. This may be surprising, but I actually really like Mortal Kombat 1995. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is absolute garbage, though.
Agreed.
All right. Never seen them. Michael 101591. Ever seen the film The Adventures of Baron Munchausen? It has the fact that I couldn't pronounce that tells you no, I have not. It has Eric Idle and Robin Williams in an uncredited role. Interesting. Robin Williams in an uncredited role.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I don't know how to pronounce that, so I know I ain't see it.
Yeah. Kind of the giveaway there, isn't it?
But I might check it out since you pointed it out.
Jason Entertainment says, it's okay, Zach. I went for the first time to a theater by myself this year watching Champions. Nice, man. Did you enjoy your experience going by yourself? Because some people apparently they don't like it. They think it's weird. I have no problem with it. Sometimes
I saw Champions by myself too. It was good.
I still got to see Champions. I was looking forward to Champions. Spoiler Kings. I hate going alone. I don't think it's weird. I just like talking about it right after with someone. It's what my phone is for, and send it off to YouTube.
Yeah, you and your out of theater reactions.
Yeah, man, those are fun. I mean, I go with my cousin and my brother most of the time, and they're pretty good with talking about movies. But like, usually when I go with some other people, they are just like, "Yeah, it was good, enjoyed it," and then that's kind of where the conversation ends. So,
Yeah.
as long as you get some good people around you, man, it can definitely be a fun time.
Anything out of my mother. I'm like, hey, how was it? It was okay. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And then I hear on the phone with somebody else, that movie was amazing. I'm like, I wanted that. Why didn't you give that to me?
Yeah, no, my parents are the same way. Michael 101591. I like going to the theater by myself. Also, there is just something about it without your friends being picky on the film you want to see. I've never had a problem with that. I've never had to be like, hey, what do we all want to see? I'm just like, here's what I'm seeing, coming or not.
Yeah, I remember I went to go see the 2014 Godzilla movie, and I was really excited because I'm a Godzilla fan, and I really liked the movie, and everybody else hated it, and it kind of ruined my day. And it was my birthday too. I was like, oof.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
That was a bad birthday.
Oh man, I feel so bad for you. That's awful. Michael 101951 says, I only watch Disney Plus for the Marvel stuff. All right, fair enough. Me and Star Wars, that's what I do it for. Michael 101 also just want to say Hannah Montana. Barf. Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. Hey, here's what I will say this. It doesn't hold up. Like I can tell you. Like, I'll watch Drake and Josh, I'll watch iCarly, and I'm like, yeah, these are kids shows from my youth, but I legit still enjoy these. Like, I think that some of the writing on some of these episodes is still pretty good. The Treehouse one from Drake and Josh, I still think is hilarious. Hannah Montana has had some rough episodes that we have watched through. It's been like, ugh, that hasn't held up. But oh well, that's what happens sometimes. Nathan's random movies. She-Hulk was complete garbage. I seriously do not understand why Marvel Studios decided to do what they did in that monstrosity of a show. Well, to their credit, because I wouldn't call it complete garbage. I liked the first 3 episodes and I liked the Daredevil appearance. But I didn't like it overall. Apparently, that's how the comic book was. I've been hearing a lot of people say that it's a very faithful adaptation of the comic book of She-Hulk. So props to them for sticking faithfully to the comic book, and props to them for trying something new. But yeah,
I like the show because I like half-hour comedies, and that's what it was doing, and I had a lot of fun with it.
That's awesome, man. I just didn't find it that funny.
That's fair.
A lot of the time,
certain episodes in the middle there wasn't as funny as other episodes.
Yeah. Michael 11591. The 1990s Turtle movie is still awesome. Saw it in the theater last year and was great seeing it on the big screen. Man, that'd be a fun one to see on the theater screen.
Oh, I didn't even know it was. Where do you? This is the second time he said he saw old movie in the theaters. Where do you go?
Well, check out his profile picture. Obviously, Universal Studios. He just he just lives there. Watches it. Spoiler King's half-hour comedy.
Yeah, we've had that conversation. We went back and forth about.
Jason Entertainment says Arcane is amazing. Can't wait for season 2.
Yeah.
Nathan's random movies. After seeing Daredevil in She-Hulk, are you excited to see Daredevil in Echo? Yes. I'm more excited for his show than to see him in Echo. Is he in Echo? I don't think that's been confirmed.
Yeah, it is. Him and Kingpin are both in Echo.
Oh, they confirmed it? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know because it's different writers, so I don't know how they're gonna write the character. So I have to see.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Nathan's random movies. She-Hulk literally had a scene where she goes out of Disney Plus into another Disney Plus project. That is the worst scene in the entire MCU. What? I agree. I agree
that.
Okay. I can tell you my point of view, and I'll probably understand your point of view.
Okay.
But from my point of view, it broke the suspension of disbelief for the MCU. Like, why would you take me out of the universe like that? Like, why would you take a character within the universe, break them out, and then bring them to like Disney lot, and Marvel Studios itself, and talking to the robotic Kevin Feige, saying that he is an AI that created all of the MCU. Like, I want to believe in it. It would be the equivalent to me if you took Luke Skywalker and busted him out of Star Wars universe and had him have a conversation with George Lucas about how he made the universe, and then put him back into Star Wars. Like, I can't buy into the universe of Star Wars the same way ever again. And that's what She-Hulk did with the MCU.
I don't want to compare Luke Skywalker, who didn't break the fourth wall, to She-Hulk, who was breaking the fourth wall throughout the series. I don't know. I just think that I was prepared for it after Deadpool. All he did was break the fourth wall. And I just understand that's like part of the character. I love that how creative and risk taking it was. It was really, really fun. It's a multiverse, and I don't know. I guess me being a comic reader and knowing that it's happened where She-Hulk and Daredevil found the writers and was like, "Can y'all write better stuff for us?" It's just funny, wink stuff to the people who understand what's going on and stuff like that. For her to like attack the writers of her own show, I thought that was really, really funny, and to like have Kevin Feige, like the way we think about him, like this robotic guy that has this all-knowing knowledge of Marvel and he's perfect. I thought all that was just really hilarious. Her like, when are we getting the X-Men and all? I loved it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, and I totally like can see that.
But I get your point.
I think it's just I've taken the MCU so seriously for so many years, and I had no previous attachment to She-Hulk or knowledge that when it did that, just for me, it was like, wow. It just kind of destroyed the illusion. And yeah,
gotcha.
It was just disappointing for me. Michael 101591, Wizards of Waverly Place is a much better show than Hannah Montana. I agree. I've watched a couple episodes of Wizards of Waverly Place as of recently. It does hold up more than Hannah Montana, and it's a lot more clever. I think for a kids show especially. Michael 101591, She-Hulk was okay, but not the best MCU series. That's fair.
Fair take.
Michael 115 says Alamo Draft House I go to. Okay.
Yeah, I stopped going there.
Jason Entertainment, thank you guys for the stream. Take care and keep up the good work. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, man. You were here for a very long time. We really appreciate it. And the show was made better because you were a part of it. Have a good night.
Yep. Good night.
Spoiler Kings, AMC always plays old movies. I saw My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away in April on the big screen every Halloween, and I see every Halloween I see Nightmare Before Christmas. That's pretty cool. My theater plays older movies on Saturdays at 8 a.m.
What?
They call it family favorites, but it's like I ain't getting up at 8 a.m. to go to watch
family favorites 8 a.m. on a Saturday. That's not a family night
8
thing.
8 a.m. on a Saturday. They'll play like E.T. or
I'm watching Saturday morning cartoons at 8 a.m. What are you talking about right now?
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird that they do that, but
have you seen any Studio Ghibli films, Zach?
No, that is an area in my film category that I'm blind to. I have not really seen many animes. Spirited Away is one that I've been told check out to get into animes.
Yeah, but if any of those films, the Studio Ghibli films, Spirited Away is the one that appeals to the wider audience. So I think it would work for you. Yeah,
that's what I've been told. I definitely have to expand my anime horizons because that's definitely an area I've been blind in. Michael 101591, Alamo Drafthouse is the theater I go to play the new and old films on the big screen. Nice. Yeah. Chillmonger, I share Zach's opinion on the fourth wall break, maybe for episode 2, but not for the finale. Which Zach? I guess that was you. I think you talked about it the most.
Yeah.
Nathan's Random Movies. Cinemark also sometimes plays old movies. Nice, man. Have you ever seen any old
Cinemark,
movies?
Right?
Cinemark? Nope. It's Cinemark. I think all the theaters are owned by Cinemark, but every theater in Canada is called Cineplex.
Okay. I don't
unless
think
it's
I
like
have a Cinemark over here.
Yeah, unless it's like, like privately owned or something. Yeah. But have you ever seen an old movie in theaters that like you loved?
No, I've never got a chance. I wanted to see the first Avatar in theaters because they were playing it before Avatar 2 and I missed it.
Oh man.
But other than that, I haven't had a chance.
Yeah, I saw Back to the Future.
Ooh.
In theaters. That was a fun one. I loved seeing that on the big screen.
Was it a packed house too?
Not really. No, it was like this. There's this theater downtown in my city that's like kind of more artsy theater,
Mm.
but because of that, they have to do more to keep the lights on. So they had like this special like a retro movie day, and one of the movies they were showing was Back to the Future.
Future.
So I went and
That's
saw
amazing.
that. And Michael 101 says Fathom Events plays old movies in Regal and AMC theaters as well.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
they do.
And with that, and 3 hours later, we have caught up with all the comments and questions, and that's going to conclude this episode of Zach Milne Talks Live. Dude, I want to thank you for being here for as long. I know that it's like 1 a.m. where you are.
About to be, yeah.
So I super appreciate you sticking around and hanging out with us, and tell the people where they can find you and what's going on your channel.
Oh, thank you. Oh, full screen. I'm fully here. No, but like, yes, if you want to follow me on social media, is Zach Attacks RVS on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. On my channel itself is Zach Attacks Reviews. I do movie reviews on new movies. I have a Throwback Thursday series where I review movies I've never seen, and my subscribers get to vote on them. I do trailer reactions and breakdowns. I do ranking lists, and I do weekly live streams where I talk about a plethora of different things and much, much more. So right now, my goal for the month is to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the month. I'm like 6 away. So help a brother out and hit that subscribe button on Zach Attack Reviews.
Yeah, you heard the man. 6 away. Come on. We had 13 people in here at one point. I know not all of you are subscribed. His link is in the description below. Come on. Get him to 500. He definitely deserves it. Yeah,
Appreciate
and
that.
then we got just to end it here. Michael 101 says, Zach, I'm jealous you saw Back to the Future in theaters. That's my all-time favorite film. I'm still waiting for them to do a screening. I hope that happens for you, man. Spoiler King says, awesome show, Zach. Chomonger says, I already follow Zach. Well, keep following him, man. He's awesome. And I already follow American Zach. Perfect, man. Thank you for following the Zachs. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to those who super chatted. Super appreciate it. And you will get the community posts and the links and the video shout outs. I totally forgot to mention that at the top of the show. So the fact that you guys still super chatted, really, really appreciate that. And it's amazing. And with that, guys, I'll talk to you guys again next week. Same Zach time.
Peace.
Same Zach channel.